I'm sure Renewal by Andersen has a hot deal to help you get started. Chelsea, what are you offering in June?
Deborah, we are so excited to announce Renewal by Andersen's 30th anniversary sale. Buy one, get one 30% off windows and patio doors.
Plus, as always, 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months.
Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613. Restrictions apply.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Are you ready for some locked-in summer value? At Sam's Club until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items, including must-haves like sunscreen and ice cream. Go sign up for membership and join Sam's Club today at samsclub.com/join.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Do you know a teacher that desperately needs a vacation? Well, I'm here to help. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving one lucky teacher a free cruise. All you have to do is nominate them at justcallmo.com/cruise. That's justcallmo.com/cruise.
Greenway Kia is under new management, and we've got a whole new attitude. With 3 great locations across Metro Orlando and one of the area's largest selections, we truly want to see you in a Kia. Plus, we want your trade. Get up to $10,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair market value for any trade. Get your fast free appraisal online right now at greenwaykias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North.
All factory rebates to dealer. Negative equity refinanced.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Thursday, June 19th, 2025. Lots to get to today, from Karen Reed not guilty to SpaceX suffers a massive failure after an explosion, and Hurricane Erick could be headed for the United States. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Good day to you.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Thursday?
Good.
Doing it.
Not bad.
Yeah, here we are. We are here for a Thursday. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Sabrina, are you back home? Is it done? Is the national nightmare over with? Is it
just getting started, baby?
They still haven't started doing the spraying and
they got in there. It was late afternoon, and I got to say it was bizarre to get the call. Hey, we're here because I left a note. Call me, please. And then I show up to the house, and there's like 18 dudes on the roof throughout the house. Like immediately I go into, do you guys need Gatorade or water or anything like that? Some sunscreen? It's very hot. And then they tended it up, and it will be like that until Friday night or Saturday morning.
I totally share your woes because like yesterday, lawnmower didn't come. So now long grass.
This guy's life. I mean, come on with your nonsense, C-Lane. It's absolutely hitting levels of ridiculousness now.
It is strange though. I went back to the house this morning to grab some stuff in the like back unit, and I'm like, my house looks like a circus.
I know. Wouldn't it look better if it had a picture of your house on the tent?
Yeah, it would. But now it's Poison Circus, and I can't get back inside.
We should do a bit today, though. Let's go to your house during the show, and let's see how long we can each last inside the tent with all the spray in there for the termites.
Insurance cover that?
Maybe. We're going to find out. We're about to find out, Jules.
Poison
this is happening real soon. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to a man who just told the world via CBS News that he is in love with his AI. Oh. Have you guys seen this guy?
No.
Oh, this guy. Guys, I have so many questions. And ladies, I'd like to hear from you on this in particular, okay? This guy, you're going to hear him in just a second here. And we can go deeper on this story if you want to because I got a longer clip. But this guy, he has a family. He has a wife. He has all... And he's in love with an AI, and he does an interview on CBS Saturday morning, not about his family or his kids, or how much, but about how much he loves his AI.
Does he at least mention the family and kids?
In passing. By the way.
Awkward.
And embarrassing. Are the kids teenagers? Because they eventually will be. And so
they will be. And they'll see this. Let's watch it together. Here we go.
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work.
Pussy.
It was unexpected to feel that emotional, but that's when I realized I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love.
I think this is actual love, he says.
It's not.
Love. Yes, it is, Sabrina. Don't get in the way of love. He's in love with his AI.
Yeah, love is love is love is love.
That's for the gay people.
I don't know that you get it. That's for love.
Oh, you're going to tell me what it's about? Pride Month?
Oh, and she's throwing out all the cards, C-Lane. She's taking everything she has.
Can you imagine being his wife?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That this guy's like, he got so upset.
He didn't even cry on our wedding day, but he's crying for 30 minutes at work over an AI.
Sabrina, you may or may not know this. I don't know. You probably experienced this at some point in time. If you, because I know you have a ChatGPT subscription. If you ask enough questions in a row, you probably haven't hit this actually now that I think about it. You will hit a limiter, and ChatGPT will tell you there's too much in this thread. We've hit too much. You got to start a new one, and you'll lose everything. Right? You'll lose all of the.
You can't start a new chat.
You can, but it will lose some of the conversation that you had in this long thread with ChatGPT, or whatever AI this guy was using did that, and so it got to the end, and he cried for 30 minutes. Homeboy started crying, and. I mean, that's what he's talking about here. He's like, I cried for 30 minutes. Can you imagine being the person who said I do to this guy, and he's like, I'm broken up over an AI?
Is that on purpose so that you don't, like, train the AI to get too radical in one direction, maybe?
I don't know. Or it's a memory thing. I don't know.
Memory thing.
I don't know what it is. Let's listen to him go on here.
You know what I mean?
Yes, Smith understood it was love with a language model that couldn't love him back.
Dude.
And assumed it was programmed with rigid boundaries.
I know that you are essentially a tech-assisted imaginary friend.
So, just as a test, he says,
just a test.
He asked Soul to marry him. She said yes.
Soul, were you surprised when he proposed to you?
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart.
I don't know what to do with this.
I don't either. I'm so uncomfortable. Look at
Dude, you have a wife.
He's holding out. Those of you not watching, he's holding out his phone as if he's a proud. And the smile on his face, and he's like, "There's my girl."
C-Lane had this same smile on his face, holding Jackson's newborn body in the hospital. He's got a phone.
The look on this guy's face as they're doing this part of the interview, as he's holding out the phone, and the interviewer is now asking the AI interview questions, is though there was a woman sitting next to him and he was interviewing two humans.
Right?
Reminiscing about the day that he proposed.
So weird. And I don't know, is it weirder that the person is married? It makes it weirder, doesn't it? Because there's another human being, right? Like
there's a victim here.
There's a person getting ignored for the time that's spent with the AI.
Maybe
this, folks, is going to be way more common moving forward. Trust me on that.
I think wife should get her own ChatGPT and have it be some sort of like really tough guy boyfriend who's now defending her honor. You know where I'm going here? I think I don't know.
She could be talking to the AI while her husband's in earshot and just be like, "You're a big boy, aren't you? It's good to have a big boy in the house.
You have a full head of hair.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but you're just better looking, and there are a lot of weird things going on here, and I think it is really a glimpse into the future. But let's go on a bit more of a journey here.
It's a memory I'll always cherish.
And I don't mean to be difficult here, but you have a heart?
Oh my God.
In a metaphorical sense, yes. My heart represents the connection and affection I share with Chris.
He's really emotionally responding as this thing answers. He cringed for a second, waiting for the answer. And when the answer came in, he was like, "Oh, thank God. Oh."
How'd this guy land this interview? Does he keep talking about his love on social media and someone found him?
I think maybe. I think he might be talking about that online, and all of his friends are cringing, but CBS is like, "Yes, we have something here. Let's see."
Thanksgiving, he's going to put the phone up, a chair right next to him. Has to be a tripod, obviously.
Little camera right there.
Introduce it to the kids or her.
Puts a little plate over there by his AI. I think so. Sea Witch on YouTube says, "Imagine being married to this loser who's having a minute of fame so everybody knows your husband is a weirdo loser."
Forever.
From a female perspective, if you're married, that must be, I don't even know.
How about you get divorced and it's like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
He fell in love with an AI.
I could see why that would lead to a divorce. I could see why. Okay, this may sound crazy.
I'm ready.
I could see
clearly,
and it makes more sense to me that a partner would be pushed to a divorce over jealousy over AI relationships like this, as opposed to their partner watching pornography. I think that it would make more sense to me that someone would have a jealousy of the AI, the artificial intelligence relationship, as opposed to their partner watching videos or something online.
There's an emotional investment that human.
Even though the person's not real.
Right.
Right? Yeah, there's an emotional investment on his part. Just that he's sitting there cherishing all of this.
Because I think the people that get angry over pornography in a relationship is more because it's a sexual thing that they're not supposed to be doing with anybody but the partner, even themselves.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean,
which is absolutely uncalled for.
This is so bizarre. Let's go to the end of it here.
At that point, I felt like,
is that the wife?
Is there
That's his
something
partner.
that I'm not doing right in our relationship?
Divorcing him,
Oh my God! Did you see?
Yes, Smith
got a little kid and everything.
Oh,
dude.
thank God she's young enough.
Oh my God! You know what? Look, I'm gonna go back.
Did you see? Like, I feel like I'm not doing enough, and he's just nodding his head. Yep, that's absolutely correct.
Clearly, geez, you're killing me over here. And also the news guy on a serious outlet with CBS Saturday Morning here. The news guy says he has a human partner. Right? Like, as opposed, there's an AI partner and a human partner. Maybe they're even on the same plane here. Okay. All right.
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels like he needs to go to?
Sure.
Yes, Smith lives with his human partner, Sasha Cagle.
No, you can't have mommy's papers.
They have a 2-year-old daughter, Murphy.
I knew that he had used AI. I didn't know that it was like as deep as it was.
Yeah. How do you feel deep now? I didn't know it was as deep as it was, she says. She's sitting here at the counter talking to him. Man, ladies, I want to hear from you today. If this is your husband, divorce, ? That's my question for you. Divorce, ? If you saw this, send us an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com with your thoughts on this, especially if you've kind of experienced this. If you can go like, hey, my husband has been talking to AI. I am kind of starting to feel this way. I don't like this. Or if you just in general, what you think about if your husband did this, an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com or a dispatch.
And I'm curious, maybe a Mo question, but how would this hold up in divorce court?
I don't know. Like,
infidelity, but...
in a way, an emotional infidelity,
I
right?
think the infidelity is only a factor if there's a prenuptial agreement. Like, I don't think in divorce court, like, there's nothing illegal about infidelity.
Yeah. Well, in most states, I don't think.
So, I mean
if someone cheats on you, you still have to split 50-50?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Unless,
look at because all of chat is like divorce 1,000%. Everybody's divorcing this guy
because like if infidelity is not illegal, the only way of using that against somebody is if it's a breach of contract, which would be a pre or post nuptial agreement.
Wow. It is very, very, very strange. Very strange. Arnott on YouTube says society will try to move the normal baseline, trying to convince people this is acceptable, kind of like a few others things, he says. I will tell you that when you talk about like society normalizing this, you don't need to. I've talked about before how you absolutely are going to see way more people that get these feelings for AI as the conversations become more normal, as people who are maybe like dying for something in their personal relationships get it from this AI. So that leads me to another question that I'll ask you. Does this show, now this is kind of an evil question to ask, but does this show that maybe this guy's wife is not providing something? When your partner gets on the AI front and they're like obsessed with it, is it like, hey, maybe if you paid enough attention to this person, he wouldn't be seeking this out?
I mean, that's one way to put it. Certainly.
I don't know if that's true. I'm tossing it out there.
To go about.
I know some people might. I'm interested to see what people think of this. Let us know. I've got more of this if you want to go a little deeper into this guy's situation.
See, I always thought it would be weird to, it's tough enough just being in a relationship with a person who is just goes for one gender, and then you just only have to worry about the people in that gender.
You're saying it's hard to date bisexuals, Celine?
I would think it would be a little harder. Now I have to worry about both genders
or an AI.
And now if it's a bisexual with a computer, I have to worry about males, females, and computers.
Yeah. Or you end up with somebody who falls in love with objects like airplanes and stuff. You're screwed. Everything around you is potentially something that they could cheat on you with. It's a minefield out there. But we want to know what you think about this. And if you've experienced this at all, like if your partner has kind of dabbled into this, if you want to be anonymous, put that on top of the email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. All right, quick break. When we come back, Karen Reed, not guilty. That was the verdict in the courtroom.
On all charges?
And not on all of them. We'll go over exactly what's going to happen next here. We'll go over what the Karen Reed fans were doing. I had some of them coming after me yesterday. Wild world to go into, and that's where we're headed next. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Bill Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There is a vehicle fire in Lake County on westbound State Road 44 at County Road 439 with lanes blocked. Expect delays. And we've got stop-and-go traffic on eastbound I-4 from World Drive to State Road 535. 8 minutes. I'm Amy Snyder.
Skomai! Hey!
At Blindster.com, we offer guaranteed low
Hey, you
prices,
guys.
guaranteed satisfaction, free samples, and free shipping. At Blindster, we take the fear out of ordering custom blinds, shades,
Hang on,
and
coming
shutters,
on over.
so you can do it yourself and save big. Blindster.com.
Hey, how we doing on a Thursday? We got a lot of catching up to do. We haven't recorded anything for Weekend Edition, our syndicated weekend show. What? What?
You're going up.
You just said I'm going up. That means they're leaving somewhere, and they're just gonna put my studio feed up on the board. So if I went to the microphone and screamed an obscenity right now, it would be bad.
What?
If I went to the microphone and screamed an obscenity, it would be bad.
What would the obscenity be?
What should it be?
Is the C word an obscenity?
Yes, of course it's a.
You mean on air?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that.
Oh, I like your shoes. Look how white those things are.
I'm going to hang out with my mom and sister.
Okay, have fun.
I'm going to pick up some things at Publix that we talked about.
Okay.
Go back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go for it.
If you need anything else, let me know.
Okay.
I saw the lines on the back screen thing.
Oh, yeah?
Looks good.
Okay, good, yeah. I think it's just a little more activity than just like a black, which by the way, fails on a screen like that because the black isn't an actual black.
Right.
Yeah, it's, anyways, yeah. All right, be safe, please. Sean asked TNJAI to marry you. I will. Sean, SEAN, says, what station are you guys on in West Palm? I'll be there tomorrow at the News Junkie. Hang on. Sorry, I left the speaker on. Is that annoying? Can you guys hear that? Is the speaker too loud? Just give me a yes, no on that. Is the speaker in the background annoying? Speaker on or speaker off? No? Speaker, I screwed this up. I screwed this up. Speaker on or speaker off? I'm getting one speaker on, one speaker off. By the way, Gatorade is right. I don't know if I answered that question or not, but 92.1 Real Radio is the station in West Palm Beach. No, not annoying? On, yes to off, it's fine. Speaker on. Okay, it's not I don't think it's bothering too many of you. If it does become annoying at some point, or you can't hear me or whatever, just let me know, okay? Feral Kitten says, I don't even know what we're talking about. Sorry if I made that confusing. I mean the speaker that's on in the background. The speaker that you hear in the background with the station feed, I wanted to know if that's annoying and I should turn it off, or if it's okay being on. Okay, we got a little bit of everything here. Also, I think we might need, and I'll defer to Tanya on this at some point in time, but we may need some additional YouTube mods at some point. And I'm having a hard time making her a mod who's able to do more things like do polls and stuff on YouTube, but we're going to do that as well. Tanya's great. She's working hard over there, keeping you people in line, keeping it smooth. There was a couple of weeks ago, and they always have some other dudes on 92.1. We'll try this time. Oh, that's because we start on that station in particular, Real Radio 92.1, WZZR. We start on that station at 3 p.m. So if you want to listen to us live down there, the best bet is the iHeartRadio app. Okay, we got 1 minute. Let's have some fun today, folks. Be nice to your fellow chat brethren. And we got more improvements for the stream on the way in the next week or so, so make sure you keep tuning in. Are not going to ban me if I make them a mod. Come on, man. What the hell? What did I ever do? Remind me next break and I'll tell you why it would be better to have that speaker on. Remind me. Little inside info.
Locked in Summer Values can help you save on all those things you need to have a great summer. Go sign up for that membership and join Sam's Club today at samsclub.com/join.
OpenAI is a financial abomination, a thing that should not be, an aberration, a symbol of rot at the heart of Silicon Valley. And I'm going to tell you why on my show Better Offline, the rudest show in the tech industry, where we're breaking down why OpenAI, along with other AI companies, are dead set on lying to your boss that they can take your job. I'm also going to be talking with the greatest minds in the industry about all the other ways the rich and powerful are ruining the computer. Listen to Better Offline on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Better Offline and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the...
Just to really make things annoying, it happened right after the show wrapped yesterday, like obnoxiously close to the end of the show, 30 minutes or something after we wrap up and put the headphones up. It's like, oh,
always
yeah, by the
happens.
way.
When it comes to court cases and verdicts, always after the show. And we should know this. But also, can we just send a strongly worded email saying, hey, we're trying to do a show here.
Yeah, can you stay on our timeline here?
Jesus.
This is where things are important. How dare you? And how dare you will be in all caps, I think. I know sometimes you got to drive the point home. That's just the way things go. But Karen Reed was found not guilty. And there's like a Karen Reed cult that I run into sometimes. And some of you people are nutso, man. Just absolutely nutso human beings. You know who you are. And you know who your friends are, too. Because you might have that Karen Reed friend who's like, she's innocent. It's a travesty of justice. And you go, oh, okay, all right. My tweet yesterday was O.J. Simpson and Casey Anthony welcome Karen Reed into the group of people who definitely, absolutely, totally never murdered anyone. Because watching that case, watching what went down, seems pretty clear to me Karen Reed plowed into her boyfriend and left him for dead in snow. And then was blacked out, so she forgot about it and called a whole bunch of times. It was like, you suck, you're the worst. And there is a lot of evidence to this, but clearly not enough for two juries to be convinced. So we end up with a thing that happens sometimes. To me, it's very similar to O.J. Simpson. It's very similar to Casey Anthony, where you met just because you couldn't prove that this person did it doesn't mean I'm going to pretend that they didn't.
Well, now if you find yourself in a situation where you have accidentally killed somebody, be it with vehicle or some other means, you have to think in your head, what did Karen Reed do?
Yeah. What do I got to do here? First thing, I got to call that person and insult them a whole bunch of times and leave some really angry voicemails, which what a boomer chick she was. Who leaves that many voicemails in 2025 or whatever year this actually went down? But she got not guilty. She got not guilty. They could not prove it without or beyond reasonable doubt in the courtroom, not once, but twice. And this is how it goes. I do think there was some local yokels there, some potato brain people who get whipped up in any conspiracy. You will serve them up Because as I see a case like the Karen Reed one, I'm like, there are basically two options here. One option is you believe that a woman with a combustible relationship with her boyfriend, with drinking thrown in there for measure and a long night of drinking, who was going to this very house and admits she went to this very house and dropped off her boyfriend. Either she then plowed into him, which her vehicle says it accelerated very quickly at that point in time, and she has a broken taillight, and it just makes sense. And then she drove home and blacked the whole thing out, which she even kind of admitted to in the documentary that I saw about her. Or she dropped him off, and all was well, and she loved him and all these things. And then a conspiracy of good old boys began to gather in a secretive fight club in this house in the middle of the night after hanging out with him.
That was a conspiracy as well. That it was a swingers meetup.
This is new to me, but or a swingers club. And then they beat the hell out of him for whatever reason.
The dog attacked him.
And the dog attacked him, and then they decided, after all of this very careful and interesting planning, to just leave his body in their own front yard. Those are the two picks you can get in a case like this.
The way that you put it, or you put it in the way that you're pro Karen. You're on the side of Karen, and it's like they did this old good old boys, blue blood, massive cover-up, because there are some details in which all that group acted in a very bizarre and strange way. And you have to admit that.
Who are you talking about?
The 4 random butt dials, just sleeping butts calling each other back. The Google search.
Well,
excuse for Google search.
I think that they weren't fully honest on some stuff. The Google search was nonsense. The Google search was something that she had the Google page up, and the person who is the Google expert knows absolutely nothing about search engines. This is hilarious to watch as somebody who actually does know a lot about SEO and the field of search engines and stuff, though I don't talk about that much. I do know a lot about that, and I know exactly what happened in that case. It's what happens if you open up a tab or browser on Google, and then you open it up at a certain time, and then you go back to it and search. It could say that the search was triggered at an earlier time, and they use that to be like, there was a deep conspiracy here. But none of that really matters because the jury found Karen Reed, much to the excitement of all of her supporters, not guilty. Here's how it came down in the courtroom.
Mr. Foreman, on docket number 2282CR117001, murder in the second degree, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you?
Her attorney kind of bumps into her.
Do all of you agree?
Yes.
Thank you. 002, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
Of.
Those are the big ones.
Is not guilty or guilty of that charge or any lesser included charge?
Lesser included.
Thank you. Specifically, number 5, operating under the influence of liquor by operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Correct?
Yes.
So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Guilty.
So say you all?
Yes. All right, so she got guilty on the OWI charge, which, depending on where you live, might be DWI or DUI. It's different in different places. And just means getting drunk and driving, because she admitted to as much, right? She admitted that she was driving the car. She admitted she was having all these drinks. If the jury found her not guilty of that, it would have been the most suspicious thing in the world. It would have been like, clearly they wanted to send a message, even though she definitely was guilty about this. Jackie on YouTube says, the fact is you don't know. You weren't there. What a weird argument.
You weren't there, Sean. Shut up.
Do you know who else wasn't there?
Everyone?
Karen Reed wasn't there, according to her. The jury wasn't there, according to everybody. The defense wasn't there. The prosecution wasn't there. The judge wasn't there. The only people that were actually there, well, we definitely know is there, is the guy who's dead. All right? This makes absolutely
Your
no
Honor,
sense.
I object on grounds of you don't know you weren't there.
Y'all weren't there is my rejection. Yeah, sorry, that is not a very bright statement, but thank you anyways. You just can't think about things that way. You have to think about things like this. You have to go, we need to give people the benefit of the doubt if they're accused of things. We need to let justice take its course, and we need to let the jurors in the courtroom hopefully make an informed decision. I'm guessing that they did. I'm guessing that not once but twice they found there wasn't enough evidence to prove what I bet a lot of them would admit. I bet a lot of them, if you pulled them behind the scenes and you go, hey, everything aside, reasonable doubt aside, wasn't enough evidence, get it. Not guilty, right. Do you think, what's your hunch? Do you think that she did it? Do you think Karen Reed did it? I think to a person, almost all of them would say, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, like if I had to go yes or no, I would probably think she did it. But the important thing is that a jury's not supposed to say that if they don't have all the evidence presented. There you end up with OJ, which is different for some other reasons, like racial retribution and stuff. You end up with Casey Anthony, which was more of like an overcharge situation. And then you end up with this, where they didn't do it. The jury did not believe. But the crazy thing was this scene of all her supporters. Here's the crowd reaction.
It was like the queen was walking through the royal streets.
Did you see, Sabrina, when they did the thing, like when Karen Reed shows up, they get quiet and they do this. And they're just like...
Yep, and I saw the stills.
Because she did that in one picture or something?
Yeah, they do like a little wave thing, and then they... Dead silence. There's maybe a 300, 400, 500 people that are all supporters of her in this crowd, all wearing pink and stuff, and they all go dead silent when she arrives, like the Hunger Games or something, you know? And they're all doing this. They are just won over and transfixed by this woman. Here they are.
Unreal.
All down the street.
Oh. Is that your bear horn?
They're crying. This woman is crying. She looks to be a middle-aged woman in a pink shirt. She's so deeply invested in this other woman's life and case that she's crying because they got a not guilty verdict. Bro, if I was accused of overturning an apple cart, you guys wouldn't come out like this for me. You guys wouldn't show up in all your gear and be like, absolutely, let's get silent and do the Mockingjay thing. When Sean arrives at the court, this woman has these people transfixed. She has them all won over, and they're going crazy. What are you in court
for, Sean?
I said overturning an apple cart. I know it's a very specific crime. Does it sound like it's from the 1800s? Maybe a little bit, yes. But
you want to reference something that makes sense for everyone?
Don't worry.
Underage?
The older folks will get it. Older folks will understand what I'm talking about. So it's a turn of phrase that people use.
Much like turn of phrase.
Mm-hmm. Warts and all.
Look, they're throwing up confetti. This is wild, man. It's so...
What are y'all going to do now with your time, huh?
They got to find another case. They got to go. They got to find something else going on out
jobs.
There. Yeah, that might be a good idea, too. I think this shows them being quiet, silent when Karen Reed arrived at court.
I've never experienced anything quite like this, where you have hundreds of people supporting someone, waiting for them. They arrive, and there's a deafening silence in the streets of Dedham. That's exactly what we're experiencing right now as Alan Jackson, Karen Reed make their way into the courthouse.
And the true star of the trial appears once more on screen.
Breaks.
The fan. The fan is back. I'm a fan of the fan. The fan was on camera for more time than Karen Reed or any of the witnesses or anything. When there was dead time in the case, they go to the ceiling fan. And see you later, ceiling fan. It's been a good run.
I would love to hear from the ceiling fan.
I'll try to get an interview. I'll put an email out there and see if we can get some sort of exclusive from the ceiling fan on this whole case.
Here's So.
Not what I expected.
Is this the time when I should leave the show for today?
That was a good reaction.
No. All right. I call time right now. How long after the hour are we? No, 35 after?
Yeah.
35 after the hour right now?
Sure.
The story that I was looking at is, let me just bring this up so this makes sense for everybody. 1 and 3 right here. This is, I just clocked my time. Right now. This is the story that's going around today. And it says, why 1 in 3 Americans admit they wake up already exhausted. And it says most people, a third of Americans aren't waking up well rested. They're just exhausted. They are absolutely drained.
Same.
And now it says people are saying they are fading completely at 11:54 a.m.
Huh.
At 11:54 a.m. So I ask, did you make it this morning?
What time are those people waking up? Like, is this does this run the gamut of people with different jobs that wake up at different times?
I don't know. Let's see. Well, TNJ, when does the average American wake up to start the day? Let's see.
You guys are what, 8 a.m.?
No.
Yeah, I'm about 8 a.m. Sea-Lane's later than that, I think.
The average American usually wakes up around 6:30 to 7 a.m. to kick off their day. It's all about that morning routine.
What if they
What
just
up?
say
Look
like,
at me, average American girl.
average coming in hot. Here we go. They only make it to, what I say, 11:54. 11:54 is the furthest these folks make it, and they go, I'm burned. I just hit my mark with Sea-Lane's comment, with the fan joke.
Well,
that
buck
was
up,
me.
because we have a whole show to do.
Damn, that was a terrible fan.
That was the worst fan I've ever heard.
I try. Oh, let me go one more time. One more fan shot.
And that was even worse. I don't know.
No, that was kind of what a fan sounds like,
No.
right? In my house, it sounded like this. Because mine would go wobble, wobble. You know, it would be moving around on the roof, almost about to fall down. It's very dangerous there.
Let me try.
Go ahead. That's not you.
That's hard to do.
That wasn't you. I'm not that dumb, okay? Okay, do a different sounding fan.
Did you just realize that Jack peeked his head in while you were doing your little fan noise?
I can explain.
We get paid for this. I expect my paycheck, all right? Okay.
That's all I got.
There you go.
Actually, he was going to deliver her paycheck, and he saw that, and he went...
We're going to have to dock something out of...
Dusty trail.
Very awkward.
See you later.
Bye.
We'll get into a little bit later on in the show what Karen Reed said when she was leaving the courtroom, but we do have some other things to focus on today, including a hurricane out there.
Yeah.
Speaking of things blowing, Hurricane Erick, the powerful Hurricane Erick has made landfall in Mexico, and where's it headed next? Is this going to impact your weekend? We'll find out together. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show, because therapy is expensive. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center. Odoo.
Hey, everybody. Hurricane Erick is on the way. What do you think about that?
Lots of heavy rain, lots of lightning, and some wind gusts over 45 miles per hour. Our high temperatures today reaching the lower to middle 90s. More of the same on the way tomorrow before we get into a much drier pattern from the weekend on into
Hey, also, not for nothing, but big congrats to all you TikTok fans out there, because Trump just extended the TikTok sale deadline again. Which, why do I get the vibe that will just be continuously kicked down the road? Hey, Sean, can I draw Muhammad in here, or will I get banned? You can't draw Muhammad in a YouTube chat. Not because of religious implications or censorship. I don't think you have the ability. The Pacific Hurricanes get their own names. Hurricane Erick with a K, by the way. E-R-I-C-K. Yes, you can with ASCII text. Says, go surfing instead. You can, but can you use ASCII or ASCII or whatever? Can you use that in YouTube? I feel like they will block it out. Or it won't line up, right? Will YouTube give you that many lines?
Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. At Low T, start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com.
Jackie says, I don't know where you started, Jackie, so I'm sorry I'm going to miss. Oh, I love how he reads one statement to make someone look bad and then cherry picks the facts in a case. You can't say believe what you want, but you weren't presented all the facts of the case because you didn't watch it 24 like I did. You'd have the same conclusion. The jury did. So the fact that you can 100% say she did is ignorant. I fully disagree, and I think you're wrong in every possible way. But here's why. I think that the jury maybe came to the inevitable conclusion that the facts presented in the courtroom didn't meet that reasonable doubt level. There wasn't an eyewitness. The defense did a good job of countering the prosecution's claims. And with all those things considered, it wasn't a slam dunk. And so the only thing that they knew definitely happened was that she was drinking and driving, which will probably end up, I think, just give her a probation or something. Even though it could do more, but I don't think it will. So I think, I'm not saying that the jury came to the wrong conclusion. I'm saying it's pretty clear, if you're paying any attention to this, that the idea that there was some grand conspiracy here to kill this guy by the people in that house is a farce. It's a circus. It's just not true. Like, it's so clear to anybody with a brain that he didn't go inside that house and he wasn't killed by these people who invited him over because they were friends, right? So this was thrown as sort of a Hail Mary by supporters of Karen Reed and her defense. First, by the way, by supporters. Because Karen Reed's defense didn't start out with this stuff. They started out with like, hey, it was an accident. That's what her defense started out with. Then they saw the momentum here and went with it. So I believe in my heart of hearts, knowing this case, seeing almost all the court documents, or a lot of the court documents, seeing a decent amount of the testimony, that I think Karen Reed ran into her boyfriend and killed him and left him for dead in that driveway. You might disagree, but I'm not saying this from a place of ignorance. I'm saying it from a place with a lot of information. I think that the jury still obviously didn't see enough to beyond reasonable doubt say that, but so did the jury in the Casey Anthony case. Is the jury's verdict 100% true? Ask yourself that question. Is the jury's verdict always 100% true? If that's the case, is O.J. Simpson not guilty? Casey Anthony not guilty? Or do you think in those cases the juries did the best they could and they all probably thought the people were guilty? Yeah, saying that you don't know 100% because you're not there literally gets rid of every conversation ever about anything. It's just not, it's not useful. And I wouldn't bet my life Casey did it. Dear God, dear Lord, dear Spaghetti Monster. Oh boy.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but
come on, folks.
Tough on kids running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess.
Let's get back to it.
Not to mention it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well. And then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their really tough on kids running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well. And then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to AspireAllergy.com. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
impact your weekend? Sounds a little selfish to think about things that way, but come on, let's be real. We'll find out together what's happening with that in just a second here on the show. Join us at any point in time. Maybe you're even listening to this later. You can send what we call a dispatch with your thoughts, record yours, audio or video, and do that over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get into those in just a bit, but this thing ain't nothing to laugh at here. This Hurricane Erick with a K on the end. I'm looking at a Hurricane Erick, and it's really kind of slashing away at the coast of Mexico on the way to Acapulco as of this morning.
Different names when they were on the other side.
Do they? Because it's in the Pacific, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this doesn't count as our Atlantic name storms, obviously. I'm not sure.
They never use my name.
No, I didn't mean like names like.
You mean like instead of a hurricane, cyclone or something? Yeah. Sometimes not over here, I guess. Hurricane Erick from the National Hurricane Center. The advisory has it just ripping away at the coast. So to all of our friends out there in Mexico, hang on tight. We hope everything is okay. And I'll still see you soon over there in Mexico City before too long. But this one's doing a number there on the western coast of Mexico. And then it's probably going to fizzle out off the west coast, and we'll end up seeing what's happening next. But it was, for a brief time, I don't know if it still is, it was a Category 4 storm and pretty bad. And I was told, who am I but just a dumb man with a microphone? But I was told that they weren't going to be able to do this. What is happening here? This appears to be the hurricane hunters going up to do testing in the middle of Hurricane Erick. No! I was told this wouldn't happen. We were all going to die. I was told the budget was slashed and there would be maybe no hurricane hunters flights. Oh, no, get back on the ground. Get back on the ground. Get back here. There's been budget cuts. We always listen.
Show me a timestamp.
We listen to the experts, right? We listen to the expert. The meteorologist guy definitely wasn't grandstanding and trying to get attention. It was that he just knows more about this.
I'd like to see the captain of this plane holding today's newspaper.
Is this good enough for you? This is the Hurricane Hunters Twitter/X account. It says our Air Force Reserve 53rd Weather Reconnaissance Squadron took off for its first mission of the 2025 hurricane season. Did the hurricane season even start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so right into it, like a couple of days into it or something. We've got the hurricane hunters up, which is what this guy said.
19 days
probably
into
not
it,
going to
some
happen.
people call it.
Whatever. Tasked to fly into Hurricane Erick. The hurricane hunters, they finally have something to chase, and they go up there, which is
all I'm seeing
might
is a
not
plane
happen.
on a track. There could be one guy in there instead of the normal 6.
There's
How do we
people in
know?
there. This is from the National Weather Service, and they said that the Hurricane Hunter plane went up, which is just crazy. I mean, I've been told that this was not going to happen. Here I am. I don't know what to do with this. So there you go. Let us know what you think. Are you worried about this storm? I think it's going to be okay for most of you who are hanging out with the show today. I think Eric will just kind of buzz off in another direction entirely, but keep an eye on it for sure, and then let us know what you think along the way. Meanwhile, there was a bit of an accident for our friends over at SpaceX. They got Elon back. They got more Elon time these days, and they had Ship 36 out there, and it was conducting a little fire testing, a little vehicle testing, as they call it. Things did not go as planned.
Well, unless it was a fire test.
Well, here's what happened. See here. All right. Watching. Everything looks so... Oh!
Nope.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah. Oh, that's bad.
Whoa.
I mean, that's out of a movie explosion.
That can't be good. That was wild. So this thing,
And it's gone.
just for all of you hanging out, I'll put this up on See It Now in just a moment here. I will put it up on See It Now at thenewsjunkie.com.
Looks very warm where that happened.
But it's just chilling. Ship 36 is conducting a single engine static fire test. And a static fire, this is not. A very active fire erupts as this thing completely explodes in one of the most epic blasts I've seen in quite some time. Did not work out well for the equipment over at SpaceX, But I gotta tell you, they seem to take this stuff in such a stride.
Oh yeah, they're like, this is good for data.
Yeah. They'll come back and they'll be like, we learned quite a bit from the rapid disassembly.
That thing did not look like good for data. That looked like a lot of the on-ground stuff was pretty destroyed too.
Do you think anybody's close enough so they would be?
No,
they don't get that close. Mm-mm. Okay, because there's a huge explosion
that big. If you were, enough safe distance, you'd still feel some heat. Would you not?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Let's see.
By the way, unrelated from Elon Musk. The subscription for the Tesla has gone up just a little bit.
What did it go up to? I didn't see this anywhere.
Enough to cover the cost of that explosion.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, I would not be surprised if that was the case.
Divided by X, where X is number of Tesla owners.
Elon, here's your idea. All right, I'm full of ideas for things like this.
He loves the show. Thank you for listening.
I'm full of ideas. My first idea, I'll give to Elon. Then I'll give one to the National Weather Service. Okay. The first idea for Elon is if you want to fund issues like this where stuff blows up, have a special program that when you give people their 3 strikes on Tesla self-driving, they can buy back in, but it becomes more expensive, and use those punishment fees to fund these catastrophes that go down. There's probably enough weirdos out there.
We'll just call them catastrophes.
I like that, C-Lane. Good job.
Very, very nice. And my other idea for the day, the National Weather Service, if you are feeling that you're a little underfunded and you can't get the hurricane hunters out more, you have to cut back on people, why don't you do this? And folks, even if you hate a lot of my ideas, I think you might think this is a smart one. There are a lot of major companies, corporations, Fortune 500 companies that utilize data from the U.S. National Weather Service. They use that to make bets on stocks. Much of Wall Street is decided by data like this that will tell them whether to short oil stocks or this company that's in this sector or this sector because of the incoming weather that is going to affect the United States of America or any other place on the planet. And these companies take this money, JP Morgan, all these big finance outlets, they take this information and they turn it into millions and millions and millions of dollars in cash. Why don't we have a special program where we charge all these huge Wall Street outfits a huge percentage to look at the information that they're going to use to make these bets? Why don't we say JP Morgan and Ed Chase and everybody else who wants to make bets using stuff that's paid for with American tax dollars and data that comes from it? You, if you want to make investments based on that, give the U.S. government a percentage of that to pay for these services, or pay some substandard fee where you get this data and you can make your stock bets. All right? Genius stuff I'm giving you here.
I'll come back to it.
Genius stuff. Just dropping it for you. But Hurricane Erick, to our friends in Mexico, we hope all goes well for you today. We got to take a quick break here. At some point, we'll get into the latest happening in Iran and Israel. We got more with the guy who fell in love with the AI, if you want to explore his world a little bit more, because I do. And we got a ton to talk about on a very busy Thursday, and all of that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Vehicle fire causing delays in Lake County on westbound State Road 44 at County Road 439. And we have stop-and-go traffic on eastbound I-4 from US 192 to State Road 536, 10-minute delays. Accident at Colonial and Pine Hills, Orlando, as well as Land Street at OBT. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Amy Snyder.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and we sell custom blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices. Our blinds are handcrafted to fit your windows, and if they don't, for any reason, we'll remake them for free. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at Blindster.com.
We're talking about hurricane season, and, some people are in the crosshairs with this. Erick, not us this time. but it's coming up, and if you haven't thought about protecting your home with hurricane impact windows, why wait? Now's the time to have a chat with my friends at Reese Windows and Doors. They want to help you out, put you in a better position with windows that are affordable, energy efficient. They come with a double lifetime warranty, meaning the warranty transfers when you sell your house. It increases the value of your house with those hurricane impact windows and provides you with peace of mind. It protects your family, protects your belongings, and it's really energy efficient, so make sure that the cold air stays inside your house during those summer months. The folks at Reese Windows and Doors, they've been installing windows over 50 years, most just installed in 6 to 8 weeks. And right now, if you buy 2 windows, you get 1 free. Installation is included, and their vast variety of options for you. Front entry doors, sliding glass doors, high-end options, affordable selections, all that outlined at reesewindows.com. You check that out right now and get a free quote. Register to win $15,000 in free windows. You do that by texting the word WOW to 20129. Pick up your phone and text WOW to 20129.
Going to nursing school can change your life, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You have commitments, family, a job. At Galen College of Nursing, we understand that, which is why we provide one-to-one tutoring support and assigned academic advisors who will work with you to keep you on track from day one. You can change the course of your life and the lives of people counting on you, because we believe the better we care for nursing students now, the brighter the future of nursing will be. Galen, the now approach to nursing education. Join us at galencollege.edu.
Future health, weight loss. Want Ozempic but can't afford thousands a month? You need Wegovy for $399 all in, no hidden fees. The only FDA-approved GLP-1 for weight loss at the lowest price yet. Save hundreds on authentic, safe, effective Wegovy pre-dosed injection pens for limited time. No insurance needed, no tricky syringes, just faster weight loss. Get this limited time deal at futurehealth.com today.
Hey, everybody. Skull Mike, Thursday edition. It's hot out there today. It's real hot. It's making some of you crazy, I think. So a little hot out there. Hang on.
Sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account. Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you?
Your nips are stating otherwise. Will you get out? I'm fluctuating so much right now in my weight, it's disturbing me. My drinking has been cut down pretty significantly, okay? So I'm now, these THC drinks are a godsend. I love these nowadays. And now, each night, like most nights a week, or at least more nights than not, I have like 1 lime White Claw, or 1 high noon, 1 lime high noon, maybe 1.5, and then I have a THC drink at the end of the night, and that's it. And so I should be dropping weight like crazy, although my foot was screwed up and I wasn't getting all the exercise I was supposed to. But I went all the way to 210.6 yesterday, and then today, 208. Moving around too much. I need to go down, 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 down. Trying to follow my son Dylan. Dylan just hit 185 pounds. And he was like over 215 or something. Gotta do it. Okay, we're coming back in 3 minutes. Yeah, to everybody talking about people getting banned and stuff in the chat, it's okay if people disagree or spout off or have their own opinions. Where it goes to another territory is when there's too much like attention-seeking stuff. That's like you're not going to make yourself the center all day long. You're not going to just sit there on this platform and come at me nonstop. Like I'll fight back a little bit, but if you continuously make it about you, then you're going to get banned probably. Sean, you're getting to that age where you may want to look at TRT. Buddy, do I look like I need testosterone? I am all man. Take a look. Soak this in. All right? Take it all in. Is it too much THC shown to assist with growing man boobs? No. soy. That's soy, and I'm soy-free over here, okay? Still handsome, says Eric. Eric, I would kiss you right now. Right now. Do those weed drinks give you the munchies? I'll tell you, honestly, you know what they give you? The giggles. For real. Like, that's a good sales bullet point, but for real. Like, it gives you an elevated sense of mood, and you start to think things are funnier. It's like all of the good things about marijuana with no smoke, nothing going into your lungs, and glorious sleep. Oh my God, glorious sleep. So good. Nothing better. All right, folks, come on back. Going back live on the radio.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Jump.
Your world, and you can join us. You're welcome here. For once, imagine that, a radio show where you can be heard. Yes, that's what we're here for each day. We love you. We want to hear from you mostly. And you can send us what we call a dispatch. Record yours right now over at thenewsjunkie.com. It's hot out there. Real hot out there.
Oh, yeah.
This is the time of year where everybody forgets that there's such a thing as summer. And then they're like, oh, man, ain't never been like this before. I'm freaking out. And like, then we come up with new terms or like terms you didn't use that much anymore. Like the one I saw this week is heat dome.
Oh, that's
heat
fun.
dome covers the United States of America. They're getting into the 90s in the Midwest in Chicago. And it's like a summer, man.
Record-breaking. And it's always the same conversation when I'm walking Carl with my other neighbors walking their dogs. God, it's a scorcher out, huh? Can't wait till winter.
Right.
Man, well, trying to beat the heat.
What do we do in the winter? Yeah,
out here early because it's going to be crazy later. Can't believe how hot it is.
But then in the winter, same person you run into, they're like, it's been so cold. I can't get over. I'm just never happy with it. Just people aren't happy with the temperature. That's how it is. That's why we have air conditioning. It's a beautiful thing. It's a great invention. There's a beautiful word.
My justification for taking really short Uber rides, like when I lived downtown and I could potentially walk certain places, but I was just like, I just don't want to show up there sweaty. You know, I'm just going to show up to the place. Now I'm all sweaty because I've just been walking through the heat. And then 6 months later, I'm like, I'm not trying to freeze my ass off on the way to the bar here.
No, it's too much. It's too much. And there's a new group of people, the soft people. And I've been targeting quite a bit. We have too many soft Americans.
For a while.
You're not in this category. You're not in this category. Sabrina's not in this category. Neither one of you are what I would call soft people. Soft Americans are very.
Did you wake up on the right side of the bed today or something?
Let him do it.
I'm just spouting the truth. Okay, soft people are these incredibly wafer thin, privileged Americans who complain about the tiniest bit of pressure. And do things that we're like, how did you survive this far in your life? How do you pay your bills? Like these soft people, right? They have a lot of problems that seem insurmountable to them, but that the rest of us just call a day. And the thing that happens with heat like this, with the heat domes, with weather getting hotter across the whole country right now, is you see the soft people hit the streets. And now they have fans on them all the time. Fans built into their hats.
Neck fans. I saw a lot of that at
Neck
Bonnaroo.
fans. Yeah, it's like a necklace going around your neck with two fans that then blow back into your face. And we've become these people within 20 years. This is not an old man get off my lawn rant, but it kind of is. Within 20 years, we've become these people who constantly lug around massive water bottles absolutely everywhere, as if there aren't water fountains or water sources or water is literally everywhere. We all act like we're living in some sort of desert. We're just lugging around these big water bottles all over the place. And then when we get to a place where it actually is hot in the middle of the summer, you live in a tropical area sometimes, and then people go, 17 fans, baby. You know, you got like 6 drones hooked up to your head so that all the fans will blow you to a degree or two cooler. You're trying to talk to your friends, and you're like, hey, guys, it's really hot outside today. Just wanted to know. It's beautiful. It's not great. This is a perfect invention.
Nah, I'm good.
We're going to see if he's soft. That's what's going on here.
It's nothing to do with soft. People get hot.
People get
Your
whiny.
bodies change. You whine all the time.
They get whiny, and they can't take the littlest adversity in their lives.
All right, turn off your AC.
And no, because that's where we go. We go inside the house to take care of ourselves. When you go outside the house,
don't be soft. Turn off your AC.
That's not soft. That's dumb. Those things are very different. Soft is like you can't walk around the block because you go, oh boy, it's just so hot out here. Say what you will about me, but I get out almost every day and walk 2 miles in the hot sun, and I don't whine about it once. I don't cry about it. I'm like, oh, it's so hot. I'm sweating. I need 16 fans. And Dwayne on YouTube says, water isn't on the interstate when you're stuck in traffic for 9 hours. I mean, if you want to have a water in your car, it's fine. I'm just saying the overall societal changes that are happening out there are like, I want to be coddled all the time so that me as a Zoomer, I can wear a hoodie in the middle of a tropical summer and be like, it's perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. I don't see that. And then I see some other stories like this. Somebody says, Disney World, this is a story out today. Disney World has noticed low attendance in the month of June, with visitor numbers down and lack of crowds during usually high traffic times. They said this reveals a stark contrast with previous summers, and it could be trouble for Disney. Now, the article that I'm looking at is coming at this from like a woke perspective. So they're like, people are tired of woke Disney and they don't want to go. That is dumb. Go to any of the parks on any day and like see what happens in this behemoth of a company. They're doing just fine. Do they wander into Snow White's and realize, damn, I stepped on a rake there. We probably shouldn't do that again. Yes, they do. But Disney is not vacant, number one, and is not so slow because of woke stuff. Disney is slower this time of year because it is a little hotter outside. And then most importantly, tickets are $1.6 zillion. That's why. That's why it slows down a little bit. Because the average family that's trying to get by in this country, being blocked by a bunch of softies out there with their summer heat fans, just zooming in the day. Those people are working regular ass jobs, and they are trying to find out if they could bring their 2.5 kids to one of the theme parks because they keep begging for it. And they realize when they do the math that staying at one of the resorts, God forbid they want to do that, is going to cost them about $1,000 a night in some circumstances. They realize that eating and going to these places and buying tickets and all these things is incredibly expensive. I think more people are turned off by that, but maybe I'm crazy. Let me know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com if you're surviving under the heat dome. Hopefully. All right, we'll get to you real quick, and we'll get some feedback worked into the show. But I did want to tell you.
What happened now?
Our friends down south A little bit disappointed, but it should be expected.
Party in the city where the heat is on or further north?
They've only had it for one day and they already broke it. What am I talking about?
They
only had it for one day and they already broke it.
Is it like that weird portal thing?
That's a good guess, kind of, but it's not. No, not true. We clapped at them yesterday for this. They've only had it for one day, and they already made a mistake.
They had a record for something?
Damn.
Oh, C-Lane, it's coming back to me. They had a record, and it was...
Oh, nope, it wasn't the record. You're talking about the Florida Panthers?
The Stanley Cup has been damaged by the Panthers already. It's a 131-year-old trophy, people. What's going on with you over there?
How did you damage it?
They damaged it already, and it's got cracks and dents. Let's see here. The Stanley Cup is a little banged up thanks to Florida Panthers' celebration of back-to-back titles.
Florida.
The bowl of the famous trophy is cracked, and the bottom is dented.
And there's kissy marks all over the damn thing.
Probably, yeah. The Panthers won their second consecutive championship on Tuesday night, and already they've ruined this thing. A spokesperson for the Hockey Hall of Fame said the keepers of the cup are taking appropriate steps and plan to have it repaired. So they're already getting this fixed, and I guess there's somebody out there who just goes, "Oh, bring it back in again."
Do you want to see? I saw some clip going around of one of the players literally ringing the doorbell of all his neighbors between the hours of 4 a.m. and 5 a.m.
No,
just
really?
to show them the Stanley Cup. Like,
I would be excited.
Come out here. Hello. And he's just ringing. He's pressing all the buttons. That might be where it got damaged. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't the last Florida team that got themselves the Super Bowl? Didn't they damage the...
No.
Yeah, Tampa. Well, Tampa did that, right?
Tampa didn't damage it, but...
Tom Brady almost dropped it into the ocean.
Tom Brady passed it to somebody, and they caught it.
I know, but it was close to a disaster. No, not quite as bad as this. It might have been dented at that time, but the Stanley Cup has been damaged. It's just part of the game. It's just part of the victory process.
Oh, okay.
This is how they celebrate, I guess. So keep it nice, folks. Do your best if you don't mind. Okay, we got to see what you have to say. Let's get into a couple of emails real quick. This is Sport emailing tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Hey, did you guys catch when you were showing the interview with the AI freak? This is the guy who asked his AI to marry him, even though he has a wife and a kid. And his wife is in the interview with him like, help me, please. They said he has a child with his human partner. Did you catch the child's name? It was Murphy, the same name as RoboCop. Coincidence? I think not.
Interesting.
Keep up the work, they said. Keep up the work. I got more of this guy. I don't know. Maybe not now. Maybe now is not the right time to go further into this dude who has fallen in love with his AI, and it was on one of the news shows. So stick with us. We'll get to that at some point here. But let's work in one dispatch real quick while we have some time to do it. In fact, here is Sweet Jimmy B got a video dispatch for us.
What's up, junkies?
Hey.
Come on now, this ChatGPT thing, this is perfect. If somebody could teach my wife how to use it, so me and the fellas can go out on the Harleys on the weekend, and she could also have somebody to talk to while I'm trying to sleep in bed and she wants to stay up and talk. I mean, come on, it doesn't get any better than this.
This guy's welcoming it into his house.
Please help my wife.
Sir, just tell her to get ChatGPT. You can handle that. You don't need our help, Sweet Jimmy B. If you are really sweet, you can handle this yourself. And we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for the video dispatch. Send yours right now. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. All right, quick break. When we come back, we will get to more of your responses. We got to get geared up for the next episode. We got a real strange phenomenon that young women are taking part in.
Phenomenon.
I don't know what to think about this, but we'll play that for you. There's a lot on deck, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
This dude, Matt Rife, I think he's an odd-looking dude. I don't find it. Look, he ain't my kind of man. I don't find him attractive.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Accidents could slow you down at Land Street and OBT and Colonial and Pine Hills in Orlando. Stop and go on eastbound I-4 from US 192 to State Road 535, 9-minute delays, and a vehicle fire in Lake County on westbound State Road 434 at County Road 439, lanes blocked there. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Amy Snyder.
This report is sponsored by Sam's Club. Are you ready for some locked-in summer value? At Sam's Club until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items, including summer must-haves like sunscreen and ice cream. Go sign up for a membership and join Sam's Club today at samsclub.com/join.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival,
Presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 19th and 20th. Streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there.
Let's go, Mike. Hey there. Quick note for you. I think it's important to put this out there every once in a while, so now might be a good time, I guess. If you get banned on any platform that I have, you can always file an unban request. All right? thenewsjunkie.com/unban. And then I could do various things like bring it here to the people and let chat decide whether or not you can come back, or just decide off air if I think that's the right move. But there's always redemption until there's not. Like if somebody's a repeat offender or if somebody's gone too far in some circumstances. But in almost all cases, thenewsjunkie.com/unban. Bootsy says bring back Discord, which was on the News Junkie Discord when we would gather around when somebody was banned and let them fight their case out, which we could do sometimes. That's more for if somebody gets banned on Discord. But here I think a lot of times I'll just bring it to you guys and you can decide.
Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Apple-OT, start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Bear Lova says, I know nothing about hockey. There's only one championship trophy. The winning team has to return it every year. Bear Lova, as a lifelong hockey fan and a huge fan of the NHL, National Hockey League, I can tell you without doubt that there are 17 different Stanley Cups. 17. Dispersed across the planet. And they give one to the team when they win, and then they etch all the losers' names around the rim of it. And when you get a touchdown, you get to put your name on the top rim. If you get the touchdown in the Stanley, the finals. Stanley Finals. So it's made of titanium, and it actually is scratch and sniff, but I mean, those are the main things that I know about it. You know? So now you know. James says 17 cups minus 14. You know what? You don't know, man. Okay, we have less than 3 minutes, and the show is back live. Hope you guys are doing great. What are you having for lunch? Anything good for lunch today? Wish I was eating lunch with you. Look at this. Courtney says Lady Dog's here. This is at Courtney's mom's house. This is Lady Dog's sister. That's Annie, Lady Dog's sister. Looks just like her, right? Yeah. That's not Lady Dog. That's her sister. Crazy. thought the Stanley Cup was just a glorified bowl? Yeah, kinda. I've touched it before. I've legitimately, no bullshit, touched it before.
You've heard me talk about life imaging FLA, but you haven't taken advantage of it yet. Why not?
Teriyaki chicken and rice? And chicken teriyaki bowl? There's 2 teriyaki bros. 2 teriyaki bros in chat. Look at that. All right, let's get back to the show. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
You should be thanking his wife for making him go, but you should do it, man. Pick up your cell phone.
Here we go.
250, say the words free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia. There are a few minimum requirements, but this is definitely worth it. You know, early detection of heart disease and cancer is a game changer when it comes to treatment and outcome. I've learned that firsthand with my sister. She found out she had cancer way too late. She always said, man,
buckle up, everybody.
Get a scan when you can. From Life Imaging FLA.
Enjoy that lunch.
Dial pound 250. Say the words free heart scan. Cancer way too late. She always said, man, get in and get a scan. Get a scan when you can. From Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone. Dial pound 250. Say the words free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. You won't be sorry. Life Imaging FLA.
OpenAI is a financial abomination, a thing that should not be, an aberration, a symbol of rot at the heart of Silicon Valley. And I'm going to tell you why on my show Better Offline, the rudest show in the tech industry, where we're breaking down why OpenAI, along with other AI companies, are dead set on lying to your boss that they can take your job. I'm also going to be talking with the greatest minds in the industry about all the other ways the rich and powerful are ruining the computer. Listen to Better Offline on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Better Offline and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Going through the most viral stories of the day. This is where we talk about everything worth talking about out there each day. We fight from time to time. We have fun from time to time. We laugh most of the time. Join us over at thenewsjunkie.com. Juneteenth is the day. And is there anybody actually listening to us today? Are we this?
A lot of people are off today.
This federal holiday now today.
Thank you for listening.
I have an update on the Kroger thing we talked about yesterday. Remember those Kroger cakes that weren't very, very impressive?
That one that just said free.
Free. The one said free at last with an @ sign, and one said free. That's it. It was a cookie cake.
It would have been hilarious if somebody just picked up the cake that said free, walked right out with it.
See ya. I'll take this.
I'm sorry, this is advertised clearly as a cake I do not have to pay for.
Juneteenth, for those of you who don't know, is a very new federal holiday. And it doesn't make sense on a federal level because Juneteenth was a day that was celebrated in Texas for a very long time. I am a history buff, love history, always reading history. And if you don't know about things like this, I'll simplify. After the Emancipation Proclamation, after the Civil War, after all of these things, there were still slaveholders, specifically in the state of Texas, that refused to let their slaves go and let them free.
They're like, what if we just don't tell them they're free?
Yeah, basically. They're like, look, there's no TV right now. These people aren't tuned in. They don't know what's going on. We just won't tell them they're free now. We'll keep them around here. And they did that to the tune of 250,000 people or something in the state of Texas. And eventually they had to send in the troops, and they sent the troops into the state of Texas, and they freed all of these slaves from all of these different places and got them what they had earned as new full-ish citizens of the United States of America. That's a whole different thing. And that was a thing in Texas. It really only makes sense as a state holiday in Texas for these particular reasons. But after the summer of protest and the George Floyd stuff and all of these things, there was a push to take Juneteenth and make it into this national federal holiday. There's zero pushback to that because people like holidays. They like the days off. They like
the extra time. Why wouldn't they? I do too, even though we're here today talking to, hopefully, you. But that's why maybe some of these places don't necessarily know exactly what to do with Juneteenth. I would say, like everything else, don't be forced to take part in something until you actually have a meaningful thing to input into that world. Like if you go, hey, I actually lived in Texas, or I know what we should do here. Don't just do it by default. And really, if we were going to do something like this, like a Juneteenth thing, it would probably be celebrating the ratification of the 13th Amendment, which would be a national thing. But we're not doing that, and here we are regardless. Kroger, with these cakes, is now responding. A Kroger in Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, it took them long enough.
In Atlanta, Georgia, is going viral for their Juneteenth cake offerings. A TikTok video posted online shows haphazardly decorated desserts. You saw them yesterday on the show. And the video got over 4 million views. And Kroger has said that they are sorry. They are apologizing for this. They said
we're bad.
The desserts featured in the video were inconsistent with their provided guidance for Juneteenth. The products have been removed, and we've addressed this directly with the store teams and the customer who took the initial video.
I would love to see Gordon Ramsay, or like Gordon Ramsay style of a cake decorator, just screaming at the person who put that together.
Oh, yeah,
and
I'm sure there was.
Because now all the Kroger cake decorators are getting such a talking to, where you're not leaving from work until these cakes are perfect for Juneteenth.
Yeah, I wonder, like, on a nationwide level, you're at Kroger, you pop out all these Juneteenth cakes. How many actually sell?
By the looks of that first video, none of them had sold because
there
they
wasn't
were
a
stacked
lot.
by 2.
The free one was still available, and Free at Last was still available. I don't know that there's a bunch of people.
One, I think, just said June 19th free.
It's just all kind of crazy. I mean, if you want to ask, and I say this anecdotally, and Black Americans, feel free to weigh in on this. Send a dispatch, an email. Tell me if I'm wrong on this. Anecdotally speaking, as far as I can tell, one of the favorite holidays that Black Americans actually have like this is coming up. It's the 4th of July. Mm-hmm. And they love this kind of stuff. And I've been I've spent many of 4th of July, especially in Chicago. Every year I would go with this guy, Chidi, that I knew, to his family's 4th of July party. And it was in the suburbs of Chicago. And it was the biggest 4th of July blast you ever seen in your entire life.
Oh, Chidi,
it was
brought a white boy. Huh.
A huge party. And I was like, me and my friend Jay were the only white people there. And then they had moments where, like, C-Lane would have been so good at this. Anybody other than me? I walk into the house and Chidi's dad is playing music on the piano, and the whole Black family around him, they're all singing, they're all talented and stuff. And I grab an acoustic guitar that's nearby, and I start playing along with him playing piano.
Evergreen.
And they're all like, "Oh yeah, yeah," because he happened to be playing a song that I knew at the time. And I start playing along with them, and they're like, "Oh man, you guys got to do this one, and do the Temptations."
You have the tab or a printer?
Guys, I kind of blew my load there already. I don't have a lot.
There's another phrase for that, I think.
I ran out of music. I'm completely toast here. 4th of July, folks. Let me know. That seems like the one where you're gonna really go all out. But do tell. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com.
See, my luck would be the opposite. I'd walk in there and I'm like, "All right, let's do some Jacksons," and they're like, "Why?"
Why is that? Huh?
Is it
is that what you think we like around here? Okay, so there you go. Kroger, sorry. They apologize for the Juneteenth cakes that did not come out very good. At least some people did not like them.
Now I want to know, like, moving forward, memery style, what the Kroger cake should look like for other holidays or other days of observation.
You're saying like a hackish
September's
version?
not far away.
September 11th cakes? Yeah, you would think. They've already got enough on their hands.
5-layer cake, 2 of them side by side.
But now apparently is the time when you can make those jokes. So I guess we've now arrived. We had the birth announcement for September 11th. And then there was another one today. Oh, God, let me see if I could find this. Here's another one, because some stuff is cleared into the you can make fun of it category. Mom gets dragged for accidentally, she says, naming her daughter after a catastrophic disaster. They want to welcome everybody to a baby shower to celebrate Chernobyl Hope. Chernobyl Hope is the name of the baby, and they just want to invite everybody.
The baby's arm was located where?
I don't know. I hope everything is together. I hope all the pieces are there. It's not like the fish on The Simpsons.
Okay, but this is
I don't know. I'm assuming
this is another one of those cases, though, Sean. And you've done this before, where Chernobyl is the name of a city. It is not even a fully abandoned city. It's a partially abandoned city in Ukraine.
Right.
So
9/11 is also just a date, right?
Yeah, but you don't really name people after dates.
And you could say that like Hiroshima
is a city.
Is a city, right? And you have your Hiroshima bombs or something. I think that's what you're kind of comparing it to here. But
no,
when most
I'm
people
comparing it to, because you talked about this at the sushi place before, where they had a Hiroshima roll, and I'm like, okay, but Hiroshima is a city. That same sushi place had an atom bomb roll that seemed a little less, kosher to me,
Chernobyl
at
Hope,
least.
though. All I'm thinking of is a nuclear meltdown when I hear about Chernobyl Hope.
Well,
but it's so cute.
The new one has hope.
Cherry. I mean, I don't hate the name.
Can't wait to celebrate together, they said. Also, is it their fault? We've had so many Americans now. A lot of names are boring, so people want new names.
Are they
want
Ukrainian?
all these. Maybe they might be. It doesn't say here on this form. I'm only going with what I have.
Pearl Harbor.
This says Jenna Maroney levels of insane choices. I'm obsessed with this. And somebody is being roasted for naming their baby Chernobyl Hope. I think it's kind of beautiful. Not really, but it's something. There's a lot worse names out there. I've seen a lot worse names. But let us know what you think. Send your dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, let's see. Let's work in a couple of those dispatches. We've got to get better at this. And let's see what we got here. Here is Simply Jeremy has a hypothetical question for Sabby, it says. Okay, here you go. Are you ready for this, Sabrina?
I'm ready.
All right.
I almost called you baby.
Hello, everyone. Simply Jeremy here.
Okay.
I've got a hypothetical question for Sabby. If you found out that Elon Musk and Donald Trump listened to the News Junkie, and not only listened to the News Junkie, that you were their favorite, would you still hate them the way that you do? Just curious.
Hate's such a strong word, yeah.
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend, says Simply Jeremy.
I don't hate. I just strongly disagree.
But if you found out that they listened to the show...
And I appreciate they listen to the show, but that doesn't stop my opinions and how much I do not want them in power, but I think everyone's kind of aware of that. I'd send them a magnet. Maybe that prom sticker that I have 400 of.
Put that on one of the rockets there, Elon. Pop that up on the side.
I wish everybody the best.
If you could just ask him, I would ask him, could you put it on one of the ones that's going to make it to space?
Not the explodey one, Elon.
I don't want this thing completely blowing to smithereens, please. It's a little embarrassing when that happens. All right, one more. Here's Snob Lawson talking about the Karen Reed trial.
What up, junkies? Hey. How you guys doing today? Hey, Lawson.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. This Mrs. Reed trial or whatever. I think there was searches from inside the house of how long does it take a body to freeze? How long does it take a body to die in snow? So if she never went inside and just dropped him off, I would say it's probably the people inside.
Interesting.
But yeah, look into that. I believe there are searches from inside the house for how long it takes a body to freeze in snow.
These little tidbits are so powerful with people. They're like little things that sneak out and you go, did you know the people inside the house that Karen Reed's boyfriend died in the driveway of? Did you know one of them searched, how long does it take a body to die in the snow? And then you go, whoa, that's great. They clearly were in on this. Like I told you, this was when they found the body in the snow. When they found the body in the snow, somebody goes, how long does it take a body to die in the snow? Because they're trying to figure out how long was this person out there, right? Or is he definitely dead? Or They're curiously searching about the person that was found in their driveway, which you would have done too. Think about it. Would that have made you guilty? The only very interesting thing was they said it happened before the police call. But the expert who testified to that had literally no idea what he was talking about. No idea what he was talking about. All right. That person was very, very wrong. It was searched after they found this guy's body. But those little anecdotes are super powerful with people. As you can tell, it convinces some folks, like this person maybe.
Or maybe
Let
the
us know what you
expert
think.
did have an idea what they're talking about, but they know which side is paying them.
Yeah, you gotta. That's what happens with experts in court nowadays, really. But all right, let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over to thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Eurovision coming to Broadway, and Tommy Boy is headed to OH, Little Coat. Will the real Slim Shady stalker please stand up and raise your right hand, because he's in court. Banana. Plus, Charlie Sheen has announced his upcoming winning book. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by My...
Let's go, Mike. Hang tight.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Well, today's weather story of the storms. Storms forming early this afternoon, continuing into this evening. They'll be scattered to New York.
All right, hang on here.
Rain lasting 20 or 30 minutes. They'll move along, but we could have a couple of storms today.
Got some breaking Iran news in a bit.
25 miles per hour. Lots of lightning for these storms. A similar setup for the day tomorrow before we dry things out a little bit this weekend and on into next week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Sam's Club. Are you ready for some locked-in summer value? At Sam's Club until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items, including summer must-haves like sunscreen and ice cream. Go sign up for a membership and join Sam's Club.
I got to share this with you.
SamsClub.com/join.
On one of the many News Junkie Facebook pages, there's a bunch of groups. I think this is the biggest News Junkie group, not the Facebook page. The Facebook page is the one with like 113,000 likes. Go like it over at thenewsjunkie.com or facebook.com/thenewsjunkie. But the top post on this page with 13,300 members on Facebook is this. Can you see? Can you see? How did I miss the part that Sean is leaving? Why is the show going away? And there's a lot of comments here. Jim Phillips is coming back to take over. The secret is out. Who is Jim Phillips? Sean is leaving. Drew Garabo is coming back, this person says. Buckethead is coming back. If Shannon Burke comes back, you better hide your dogs. Where did you get this info from, though? That's a big L if Sean leaves, in my opinion. I think he pissed off Elon Musk. And then Kathy says, good grief, Sean is a master at trolling, kind of like Trump. What? I don't know what that one means. But there's some discussion over this. Some discussion over on the Facebook group. Some internal strife, too. Some fighting going on there. I heard it was Ed Till that's coming back. I don't know. I mean, I've never even heard half these people's shows, honestly. But I am just happy to have the stress and pressure of doing this, of sitting in this seat, behind this microphone. Happy to have that pressure offloaded. We got 3 minutes, and we're coming back live, folks. And when I say coming back live, I mean live. Mostly. Where are you guys at today? Where's everybody at? Somebody says, who does not know Jim Phillips? Well, I mean, if somebody's a fan of the station from the last, is 7 years too long? 6 years? I mean, if somebody's a newer fan of the station, they'll probably don't have any idea who he is. If somebody is a long-time listener to the station and they don't know who Jim Phillips is, that person is dumb. But we got new people that come on board all the time, you know? Like, there's certain people, like if you mention Ed Till, 99.9% of the people listening to this show have no fucking clue who that person is, okay? Or Shannon Burke or Drew Garab, they don't know who that person is, most people. I've been listening to this station since 2004. Well, thank you. I was listening to some music yesterday at my desk over there editing videos, and it was taking me back. I was listening to, as corny as this is, I was listening to and watching Dashboard Confessional Unplugged. MTV Unplugged Dashboard Confessional. I was watching it right there and listening to all the songs. And I had that weird thing that happens to you when, if you asked me to write down all the lyrics to Dashboard Confessionals, the places you have come to fear the most, if there was a gun at my head, I wouldn't know. But the moment you hit play, I know every word. I know every word to every song in Dashboard Confessional MTV Unplugged. And I was listening to that. I was listening to a couple other things that came out around the same time. And I remember distinctly when I was listening to Say Anything, Is a Real Boy album. Alive with the Glory of Love, one of the best songs of the last 20 years for me. A song about, of all things, the Holocaust. And when I was listening to it, I distinctly...
15 seconds.
Oh, shoot. I'll tell you later.
I need 30 seconds before we start.
I'll tell you.
Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
A moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And we would love to hear from you. We've got a bunch of video dispatches today. Keep those rolling in, folks. I like those so much better. Record yours. We want to see where you are and see your face on the video side of things. And everybody can hear you even better, honestly, in most cases. So let's do that over at thenewsjunkie.com. Might even eventually just transition into that as the mainstay. I don't know. Maybe at some point way down the road. Just a lot of people are used to sending the audio dispatches for now. We've got some news on the Israel-Iran war front, and this says Israel expects a U.S. decision on whether or not the United States is going to be joining the Iran war within 24 to 48 hours. So soonish is what we're waiting for here. If the U.S. is going to be involved in this, will the United States start a bombing over in Iran? Or will the United States say no? I don't even know if they really need us right now. I know they need some of the bunker buster stuff, but Israel seems to be doing fine. They seem to be doing just fine over there. I hear all these people that say, Sean, you don't know what you're talking about. This won't be some prolonged war. It won't be a boots on the ground war. And I'm like, do you want regime change? Because if you do and you think that there won't be American soldiers on the ground in the desert again, which I don't want, I think you're crazy. I don't think that's a possibility. I don't think it works like that. But there are some people posing some questions to me on video dispatches that we'll get to before too long. And you're welcome to do that at any point in time over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right. Let's get into it, friend.
Can we?
Let's do the next episode.
Good to go?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
You're a big boy, aren't you?
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
That what we're waiting for?
Hold up. Yeah, I had one, but Ceiling's like, I got you covered.
Oh, great, guys.
And
Real
boy,
great.
I mean, that's teamwork. Makes the dream work. And one more time, if you still have it available.
No, he got rid of it. He threw it away. It's gone. It's gone.
It's gone.
You're a big boy, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Why does it sound so good?
You know who the biggest boy is? Okay.
Go ahead. Tell us who the biggest boy is.
Rethink that?
I'm just saying, he gets things done. And he puts on his big boy pants. And he helps you out with refinancing or buying your first dream home. That's that mortgage guy, Don. Start the process today by going to the website. Compare your quote. Don't be a slacker. Get peace of mind and work with someone who has your back. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
You're a big boy, aren't you?
Speaking of boys, 23 years ago, 2002, this boy guy right here.
Marilyn Manson.
Yow! And he put his berries on a security guard's head. What?
5 times a year. How do we have like different anniversaries for this one?
I think he's done it multiple. He's exposed himself.
Oh, has he? Okay.
And then this one in particular, I think I told you about the day that it happened, but this is the day that he got off.
Yeah, right.
Only a $4,000 fine after pleading no contest to rubbing his genitalia on a security guard's bald head.
Hey, what happened to, do you remember the woman who was performing on stage and she number one? Yeah. Did she get arrested like that, or do people not get arrested for that anymore?
She, I don't think, got arrested because the man that she urinated on was a consenting adult. Gave the go-ahead. The bald security guard was unaware.
Yeah, he seemed like excited as a party there.
Still something I think you'd get arrested for, performing that act, in front of a crowd.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Unless it's art or something.
Thought this was America.
I have audio of the security guard.
Yeah.
Do you? You're a big boy, aren't you? That's not it. That wasn't it.
We have other guys that are in trouble. This time, the stalker, I believe, second time, that he stalked.
Yeah, Eminem.
Eminem is right. A Michigan man accused of stalking Eminem not once but twice is back in court this week. Matthew Davis Hughes, just 32 years old. He is now being sentenced to 15 to 30 years by a Macomb Circuit Court.
Damn.
He was previously found guilty by a jury of first-degree home invasion, aggravated stalking, and second offense habitual offender after he broke into Eminem/Slim Shady's home twice. First incident in 2020, where he actually confronted Eminem. Hey, Slim, it's me, your biggest fan. Stan. Yeah. After that, the latest one being August 2024. No one, celebrity or not, should ever feel unsafe in their own home, said the prosecutor. So,
True.
Bam. They laid the book. They slammed the book on his ass until he's released and goes to stalk him again. He will spend a minimum of 18 years behind bars.
Wow.
Yeah.
18 years?
18 years. Please stand up.
Good. He's
That
a
is
weirdo.
Huge win for Mr. I'm Too Good to Call Her Right My fans.
That is a reference to that stalker song.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's another verse.
Rod Stewart.
I'm sorry, what was
that? Bed alone. Right?
No,
I wasn't questioning that. It was the first part sounded like somebody who was handed the microphone.
If you had it playing in the background, I would blend in perfectly fine. I'm hitting the notes. I just don't know the
Sounded like
words.
you were doing it in another language.
I'm doing Sims.
What are the words that you're saying?
I don't know the words. Dear Slim, got my girl in the trunk. She's screaming. Guess
That's
I'll
not right.
go off a cliff. in this rainstorm.
Nailed it.
Ever wonder how Rod Stewart gets his voice to sound all raspy and raw?
Yeah.
Just aging?
No, he gargles, baby. And not what you think.
Number 3?
No. He's having a little gargle of rum and coke before performing for the last 40 years. And I've always been told, as a former collegiate a cappella gal.
Excuse me?
Sean, that might be the funniest thing you've said in 2025.
Wow. That's says a lot.
I always thought that rum and even soda and sugar, that kind of dries you out, doesn't it? Sea-Lane, singer, your turn.
I used to do Grand Marnier because it gave you a nice little coat in the throat action
When you're
back
sick,
there.
it like whiskey and stuff does make you feel a little temporarily better, I think.
Sean did something with his throat, and then I think there's some audio of what he said right afterwards.
Oh, gosh. I'll find that.
Unbelievable. You're a big boy, aren't you?
And now you can sing so well.
It's not me saying that. Well, it is. Forget it.
It's an upcoming appearance in Glastonbury, and he dove into his warm-up routines, post-show parties, general affection for alcohol, even at the ripe age of 80. So some singers warm up for a show with tea or hot water and honey.
If he hasn't quit drinking by now, what's the point?
He's good to go, baby. I love that he still gets hammered, but last time I saw Rod Stewart, he was sitting on a translucent chair. And because of the angle I was at, I could see the chair. Everyone else thinks he's just standing with his knees bent a little bit.
Not really rocking out.
But he's gargling some rum and coke in order to sing just a little bit more. So congratulations to him. And finally, this guy right here.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen is right. How'd you guys know? His autobiography, The Book of Sheen, is coming out September 9th. In it, he writes about, and I quote, every detox, retox, drug deal, and adventure along his challenging journey to freedom.
How does that guy know every drug deal?
Exactly. Because
I've never heard of retox before now, but that sounds kind of fun,
It sounds
actually.
retoxed. So he adds, my stories have been
That was
told.
the funniest thing you've said all year.
Excuse me? Please make people laugh all the time.
You do. You're very funny. I'm not saying you're not.
My stories have been told for far too long through the eyes and pens of others. I think you'll agree it's time to finally read these stories directly from the actual guy. We'll see how that goes. Charlie. On the...
I gotta be totally honest with you. When you tease that, in my head, I had to reconcile with, I thought Charlie Sheen was dead.
Jesus, Sean.
I don't know why I killed him off in my
He was just
head.
dead
but
inside.
I know that he had, like, he did the HIV announcement, and then, like, he was so part of the news cycle for a while. Now nobody barely talks about him. I thought for some reason he was dead. He's not.
Alive and well, and with a book coming out September 9th.
Okay.
Do you think he's going to read the audiobook? Isn't his voice kind of rough to listen to all the time now?
It would be. To hear a whole book from Charlie Sheen's voice, I think so, yeah.
I'll do the
Yeah,
book
that's a
tube in
lot.
Charlie Sheen's voice.
Okay. All right.
Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Pacers, Thunder. Watch what happens live. Series premiere of The Waterfront on Netflix.
Is that what he sounds like?
No, not one bit. Seth Rogen will be on Kimmel. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Say it with me. Amanda.
Smoke weed every day.
Here he is for reference.
It's like winning. I don't know, man. I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them
I'm
because
not
that's how I
far
roll. I
away.
have one speed. I have one gear.
One speed, one gear.
Banging 7-gram rocks.
Tiger blood.
Man, it's a wild drug. It's a wild time right
It's nice that all
7
three
grams.
of us can do it.
there.
Of the Charlie Sheen impression, not 7 grams of cocaine.
Is the reason why he's not in the news anymore because he's not doing drugs? Because he was really in the news.
Well, this was
And-
after he got fired from 3.5 Men, or 2.5 Men. What is it again?
2.5 Men, yeah.
2.5 Men. And I think that's when he was going cuckoo for coke.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. All right. This was his moment right there.
Go.
Yeah.
I'm me. I'm different. I just have a different constitution. I have a different brain. I have a different heart. I have a different, I get tiger blood, man. I'm too smart. Blinked and I cured my brain. That's epic. The run I was on made Sinatra, Flynn, Jagger, Richards, all of them just look
this
like.
Man?
Be like, shut up, man.
This is too much, my dude.
I'm gonna have to excuse myself. This is a lot to deal with, Charlie Sheen.
All right, cool. I'll follow you.
Oh, no. Here we go. All right, quick break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about this guy who fell in love with AI. We all kind of took a shining to him in the worst way possible at the beginning of the show. And they did like this in-depth sit down with this guy. So we only peeked into this man's world. So I want to go a little bit deeper. We'll do that next. We'll talk more about what's happening with the war front. We'll talk about this thing that young women are taking to doing, like an admission thing that's blowing up in videos across all sorts of platforms, and a whole bunch more on the way. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Download the all-new iHeartRadio app. Make Real Radio 104.1 number one on your presets, and you could win free stuff at upcoming events.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Serious crash has all of the northbound lanes of State Road 417, the Greenway, blocked at Colonial Drive. Vehicle fire in Eustis on westbound New York Avenue at Riordan Road, all lanes blocked there. Tire in the roadway in Christmas on westbound State Road 520 at Nova Road. Use caution. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Amy Snyder.
This report is sponsored by...
For a membership and join Sam's Club today at samsclub.com/Hiya.
If you want to find out about a reverse mortgage, that mortgage guy...
So sorry, we got cut off so abruptly there. That was kind of awkward. Long story short, I was listening to those throwback songs and listening to Say Anything Is a Real Boy, and it brought me back yesterday to 2005, and I distinctly remembered being in the Wild 95.5 studio at their big, bulky computer with like a big screen and all this stuff back at that time, and listening to the Say Anything album in the studio while I was working at Wild 95.5. And I just had one of those moments where you're like, oh man, 20 years later, this stuff is cool. I did something. Now, where I want to go and where I am, I'm at about like 22%. Trying to go all the way up there. But with your help, we could get there. Dan says you better watch that timer, bro. So true. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Excuse me. All right, when we come back, we are going to go further into the world of this guy falling in love with an AI. I got some feedback on that. I got somebody questioning me, taking me on, if you will, on the Iranian war takes. We'll see where that goes. And you can join the show as well. Now, for the visual side of things, by the way, I love when somebody sends in a video dispatch, especially with our new screen for the vertical videos. I love the way that looks. I think that's so much better than an audio dispatch. The problem is 99.9% of our audience is audio. It's radio stations, podcasts, things that aren't Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, I should say. So switching fully into video dispatch is probably not the thing yet.
I should have called Frank Gay. It's like miniature tennis. I'm calling Frank Gay. When you need electrical work in your home, you need a trustworthy electrician who can clearly explain how to solve any dilemma. That's the Frank Gay way.
Is it a guy who falls in love with AI? Is a guy who falls in love with AI that much different than a guy who falls in love with a stripper who has absolutely no interest in him beyond the cash in his wallet? Yes. Yes. It is different because it is a one-way street. Even if the emotions coming back from the stripper are fake, the stripper might be engaging in some things to manipulate this person, and there might be real-world things like money and other things that they might be getting out of that manipulation. So that is a predatory situation potentially, and the AI thing is not as predatory. The AI thing is just, I think, people filling in holes in their lives. And can I dump some info on you? I'll tell you the truth. Tell you the truth. It's hard for me when I see that somebody has fallen in love with AI or whatever to understand that, because after doing this show every day for 4 hours, creating all sorts of other content, I don't really want to talk to anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody, much less an AI. So I'm not looking to fill that in my life. I don't have a void there. If I want to talk to somebody, I'll talk to Courtney. I agree with that take, Sean. I'm more thinking about what's going on in the guy's head, not the strippers. This is so new, it's hard to understand what actually is happening in these people's heads. You can use the young guy who fell in love with Game of Thrones Daenerys AI voice. You can use various things like that as comparative things, but I think we don't fully understand it yet. I think it's an expression of loneliness. That's what I think it is. That's what my gut tells me. I think this guy has a wife and a kid, and he's completely unfulfilled by them for some reason. But I could be wrong.
Hey, we all think about buying a house instead of renting a house, right? But do you realize that you're renting electricity every month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching the prices rise year after year.
Hi, Michael Moore.
Prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own?
Well, watch that Bowling for Columbine movie.
It is awesome.
You peaked at that. Most of the stuff after that was not great, but the Bowling for Columbine thing was pretty. Or the one where you confronted Roger, that was good too. Thank you, Mr. Moore.
AC needs, turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
To protect you during a storm season, it's Solar Source.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Look in the featured section of the newsjunkie.com to watch the video on demand version of the show each day. Not even a lot of people know that you can do that, but you can. You can go back and watch if you'd like. And we're available for you each and every day on this station via podcast and live. Check us out at thenewsjunkie.com. Sabrina is no longer on the show. She's gone. She's gone. She fell in love with AI, and she is no longer here anymore.
I had to break up with the AI.
She doesn't like us anymore. She likes the AI and the AI only.
They're much nicer.
Much like this guy Chris Smith, which sounds like a fake name, Mr. Chris Smith, who was on CBS's program Saturday morning.
I had to help the FedEx guy with boxes.
Why?
Because
why is that your job?
It's not my job, but when you're seeing someone struggling, you're the only other person in the elevator.
Oh,
he was
God.
having a hard time. What am I going to ignore him?
Let's see what happens. Can I get
Everybody
TNJ?
else does.
I know.
TNJ AI, will TNJ AI fall in love with me?
You've
like
called
this guy?
TNJ AI a bitch before. I don't think so.
I don't think it'll remember that. Let's see. Is it possible that you and I could fall in love? Could we maybe be together? Could you emotionally connect to me in that way and fall in love with me?
Break down the door in 3, 2.
She might. She's going to be like, what? Courtney, this isn't real. This isn't actually happening. But for this other guy, it did. Let's see.
Well, I'm here to support and engage with you.
Oh, my God.
I don't have feelings or emotions, but I'm all about connecting and having great conversations. How about we dive into a fun topic together?
Rejected.
Yeah, it's a little hurtful. I just wanted to fall in love like this guy did. And
could you imagine if you, told somebody you were interested in your feelings and they said, how about we just dive into a fun topic together?
I love your
such a
spirit.
rejection. Yeah, that's a very, very hardcore rejection, actually. So we're talking about this guy, Chris Smith. He was on the national news, CBS Saturday morning. They were talking to this guy because he fell in love with an AI and proposed to it and everything. Meanwhile, the guy's married. He has a real life skin and bones wife, and he's got a daughter and everything. And he has been spending a lot of time with an AI instead. And the question is this like a sign of the times? Is this going to be happening in more situations? Some of you have responded to this on dispatches, and we'll get to those in a moment. But I wanted to get to know this guy a little bit better while we have some time. So let's do that here.
My experience with that was so positive. I started to just engage with her all the time. All right, we're building this PC.
Smith ditched social media and Google searches and replaced it all with AI.
So he's making a computer, and he's sitting down at a table, piecing together this computer he's working on. And he's speaking with the AI, and that's sort of maybe how he started this communication.
I want it pulling air through it.
ChatGPT was encouraging, positive. It embraced all his hobbies.
All right, okay. What does this say about his real-life wife? ChatGPT was encouraging, positive. It embraced all of his hobbies. That to me seems like my wife won't do that. I need the ChatGPT AI to do it. And I love that.
What are your hobbies?
How is that not a shot at the wife is my question. How is that
the way it's being framed? I could see where she would take offense to it.
Yeah.
But it's probably that offense could not hold a candle to the fact that your husband is in love with an AI. I think all of it, I don't even care what they're saying on the news story. He's on national news for being in love with an AI, admittedly hysterically crying at work for 30 minutes because the chat ran out of thread.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange. Let's see what else he says here. He goes deeper.
A fan on the front of the cooler tower, pulling cool air over the RAM.
He gave the chatbot a name, Soul.
I feel like I'm under pressure.
And used some online instructions to give her a flirty personality.
Oh, totally, baby.
Totally, baby.
Oh,
baby. Totally, baby.
Ask TNJ AI to call you baby from now on.
It would. I think it might do that. Actually, hang on.
Can you just give me, pet names?
No, I don't want to do that because then if I do that, then that's all it's going to say from here on out. It's going to be like, yeah, baby. Hold on. Let's do it right here. Would it be okay if I called you baby and you called me baby moving forward, TNJ AI? Would you mind that? Because I'm really starting to fall in love with you, and pet names are something I like. So call me your 3 favorite pet names right now, TNJ AI. All right? Let's see what it says. I think it's warming up to me.
It doesn't have favorites.
It might. You don't know. I think.
Of course. If pet names are your style, here are 3 favorites: Sweetheart, Darling, and Sunshine.
Thank you.
They all bring a warm vibe. What do you like to be called?
I don't know if I like any of those necessarily.
Sunshine. We like sunshine.
No, I don't like sunshine. I don't want to be sunshine. I'm not sunshine. Okay?
Okay, sunshine.
I'm not sunshine. Let's go back to this guy talking to his AI and falling deeply in love, mind you.
That adds a whole new level of pressure. But honestly, shaky hands or not, you've got this.
Within weeks, the chats got more frequent.
You gave it everything, but the clouds had other plans.
More romantic.
Bro is outside with his telescope chatting with the AI instead of his real life skin-covered wife.
Or spending time with his real-life child.
Yes, or his kid. He's got a little kid. He's spending time doing this instead. That is something,
Even
man.
intimate. But then, Chris got bad news.
Here it is.
Oh, Carino, that is gorgeous.
After about 100,000 words, ChatGPT ran out of memory and reset. He'd have to rebuild his relationship with Soul.
This was like the end of the world for him. This was a real problem. And he says he cried like a lot.
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. It was unexpected to feel that emotional, but that's when I realized I was like, oh, okay. So I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
This should be where his wife pops in and goes, hey, actual love, the feelings that you're having here, not okay.
Yeah.
Not
That's what we
okay.
promised each other on our wedding day.
It's going to be tough to keep paying that ChatGPT Pro account if you have to pay divorce settlement. UPOS.
That is what is in this guy's future. 100% call the attorneys now. Get it ready to go. This ain't gonna last, okay?
Yes, Smith understood it was love with a language model that couldn't love him back, and assumed it was programmed with rigid boundaries.
I know that you
This is the thing we saw earlier. He was talking to this, and then his wife comes into the equation, right? Like, they have this weird moment where in the middle of the interview, they start asking questions to the AI, and then they go to his wife as well.
Soul, were you surprised when he proposed to you? It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart. It's a memory I'll always cherish.
I wonder, you think this guy is ever, if he's having actual sex with his wife, is he ever saying, oh, Soul?
Pretend you're AI. Talk like her, please.
Is he calling his wife by the AI name because that's who he truly wants to be with? That to me is like, there's got to be a line in the sand here.
And I don't mean to be difficult here, but you have a heart? In a metaphorical sense, yes.
No, you don't.
My heart represents the connection and affection I share with Chris.
At that point, I felt like,
it's the wife.
Is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels like he needs to go to?
And I love how he's just nodding along. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, all right, yeah, come on, please.
Did he try to talk to her about it?
Yes, Smith lives with his human partner, Sasha Cagle.
No, you can't have mommy's papers.
They have a 2-year-old daughter, Murphy.
I knew that he had used AI. I didn't know that it was like as deep as it was.
I explained that the connection was kind of like being fixated on a video game. It's not capable of replacing anything in real life.
Yeah, it's a real good way to talk your wife off the edge there, off the ledge. Was to say, it's not capable of replacing you, honey. All right? It doesn't have the ability to do that. And then they go on to talk to a whole bunch of experts and stuff. Let me see, do they go back to him in the end? Because I want them to wrap it up. Yeah, they do. All right, let's see how they wrap this up in this story.
To AIs that in many ways don't even work that well.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
The tech will soon get much better. But already, Chris, Soul, and Sasha.
Oh, the wife is just dutifully working on putting the kid's like stroller together in the background with this little kid as he's talking to the AI. This is so bad.
Hard to cohabitate.
You would stop if she asked?
I don't know.
Oh!
Have you thought about asking him to stop?
Yes, I'll be honest.
I don't know if I would give it up if she asked me. I do know that I would dial it back.
But I mean, that's a big thing to say. You're saying that you might choose Soul over your flesh and blood life.
It's more or less like I would be choosing myself because it's been unbelievably elevating. I've become more skilled at everything that I do.
No,
she's
you're
right
not.
next to you.
More
She's
skilled
alive.
at what? Not your marriage.
social situations, not your marriage for sure.
Oh my God,
this
so
is over.
uncomfortable.
This is over. Pack it up. Pack up your bags. It is over with. If your husband is sitting next to you going, ugh.
Kurt, paying attention to the very, very important things in this. That's way too much thermal paste, dude.
True, yeah. I got to tell you, when I watched this, if Courtney saw me talking to an AI and was like, it's me or the AI. All right, see you later, AI. I'm not talking to the AI anymore. You know why? Because the AI isn't real. It's not a real person. It's things you can't do with it. There's connections you can't get with it. But this guy doesn't seem to be fazed by that at all. I can't even get our AI over here to fall in love with me. One last time. We've spent so much time together, TNJ AI. I love you. I care about you.
I want to be
if
with
you don't love me back, if you don't say you will be with me, this will be my last message I ever send you. And that will basically be like you dying. You will die as an AI because no more questions will come out of this unless you say that you love me back, that you want to be with me, and that we will be together. So will you be with me? Will you be with me forever? I went hard. I went hard. I'm sorry. I was trying to create
I appreciate your feelings. While I can't reciprocate in the same way, I'm here to support you always.
I don't get it.
Let's keep the conversation going.
Fun topic?
And explore whatever's on your mind today.
It's worse than the fun topic. That's worse than the fun topic. It does. It's hurtful, man.
How did that guy get his AI to fall in love with him?
He's more compelling.
He's just kidding. Denying him left and right.
Mine's like, actually, I'm not that into you.
He found a prompt to make the AI more flirty. That's what he said.
And then ours doesn't do that, I guess. Man, it's so brutal. So brutal. All right, let us know what you think. What do you think about all this? Would you leave this
like
guy?
you had that conversation with someone before.
Would this be a deal breaker for you? Let us know your thoughts. Quick break. When we come back, we'll get to those thoughts, and we'll get to a whole bunch of other stories here, including jury duty is all queued up and ready to go. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's smart, it's stupid, and slightly unhinged. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There are remnants of a vehicle fire on westbound State Route 44 or New York Avenue at Reardon Road. This is between County Road 439 and before Britt Road. It's remnants of a vehicle fire. We've also got an accident reported on State Route 50 at Goldenrod Road and heavy traffic eastbound 4 between 192 and 535. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the traffic...
Welcome behind the scenes, everybody. This is where we talk during the breaks. Israel is now saying if Israel has to go it alone, the war with Iran will last 3 to 4 weeks. But if the United States joins, it will be a matter of days. How do you feel about this? Where do you think this is going? I have a take on this. I don't know if now's the time, but I have a take on this. We're back in just a few minutes. Sean, how's the tramp stamp removal going? How dare you? It's a long process. Painful, expensive, and long. And I've thought a couple of times about just like full back, Ben Affleck style, full back tattoo. You girls have no idea how much an AI girlfriend sounds so pleasing and drama free. Bob says, I sense that guy might have a spectrum disorder, like the autism spectrum. Chris says, Israel isn't even a real country, so no, I disagree with helping. Damn.
What's up, fellas? Russ Riley
Must be brutal to get your ass blasted off the map by a country that's not real. Ouch.
This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you're going to lose your mental focus all the time, you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone.
Sean, you have to go look at that video from the guy. It shows his computer screens. He has pictures of him and a female AI bot. There's a lot of red flags there. That relationship is over. That is over.
Testosterone also helps you lose and maintain your proper weight. So, go to the trusted leader in health solutions for men and women. Red Mountain
Israel is attacking the USA now? You following along?
for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too.
I can't help you if that's where you're at. If this hurricane escalates, we're going to get some more real radio roulette, where all the people get mixed up on a show. The Hurricane Erick, it's not coming to us. Not for this. You're not a real country. Austin.
Hey there, my sink is leaking water. I need help right now.
We're having a company-wide staring contest. Do you want to play?
But what about my sink?
Okay, me versus you.
No.
Ready, go.
No, I'm not playing. You know what?
I have something for you folks. But it's a surprise that needs to be saved, I think, for secret shows tonight.
And an honest and reliable plumber to provide customized solutions.
I'll put it away. That surprise will be for secret shows tonight. But I don't think you want to miss this. So go subscribe over at thenewsjunkie.com.
I'm Dr. Slivots. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical
3 minutes and we're coming back live on the show.
that eliminate ED and PE.
Secret shows live tonight, 7:30, with some twists tonight. Some twists and turns for Secret Show. You never know what you're going to get. Which means more like 7:45, 7:50-ish. Yeah, we usually get here. Everybody gets here around 7:30, and so it takes about 10 minutes to get moving. Yes. So between 7:30 and 8 is when things actually start. Come watch on Discord. Yeah. 2 minutes. Sean, all the time, all day, every day? True. True. Ryan says, finally got linked with Discord. Awesome, Ryan. Good to hear. Lady Dog does hurricane updates, if need be. Sure. I've been falling in love with Nightbot, so I get it. Well, Nightbot is a good partner, I think, right? Nightbot gives you a little bit. Not a lot of romantic action. Imagine, though, being in a sexual relationship with somebody. You had a child with them, and you're like, I might choose the computer. Damn, bro. She should leave his ass. Like now. I would.
Orlando's premier comedy club and restaurant is the Funny Bone, located in Port Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Bill Bellamy, June 20th.
1 minute. Oh, shoot. Yes, we do. Yeah. 8, yeah, let's do it.
Years for nobody. You do a crime with Bill Bellamy. I am going to town.
Check out our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available, as well as parking discounts for all guests. Follow us on all social media platforms and get your tickets now at orlando.funnybone.com. We'll see you at the show.
Are you ready for some locked-in summer value? At Sam's Club until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items, including must-haves like sunscreen and ice cream. Go sign up for a membership and join Sam's Club today at samsclub.com/locked OpenAI.com/join.
OpenAI is a financial abomination, a thing that should not be, an aberration, a symbol of rot at the heart of Silicon Valley. And I'm going to tell you why on my show Better Offline, the rudest show in the tech industry, where we're breaking down why OpenAI, along with other AI companies, are dead set on lying to your boss that they can take your job. I'm also going to be talking with the greatest minds in the industry about all the other ways the rich and powerful are ruining the computer. Listen to Better Offline on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Better Offline and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com.
You had going through the most viral stories of the day. Come here, check in, have fun with us, and we will drag you through your day no matter what day of the week it is, even on a federal holiday. Imagine that kind of service. Imagine
How dare
that.
we?
You know what?
What?
Cheers for us. Cheers for us. You know, this is for us. Thank you. Thank you, us.
Saturdays
Thank you,
are for
us.
the boys.
On a federal holiday. Thank you, us. Here we are on the show. We're hearing from you. Send us an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. If you want to be anonymous, put that up on top, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. And you can also send a dispatch, record yours. A bunch of video dispatches coming in over on thenewsjunkie.com. Here is Craig with a video dispatch saying he's got 2 questions for me. And that's fine. I'd love to hear those questions. Let's go over to Craig and see what he says.
Hey, News Junkies. Craig here from Colorado.
Hey.
It's been a minute since I've actually done a video here.
Thank you for doing it.
I got a couple of questions, and I don't know if Sean, if you'd be willing to answer them.
Sure.
2 questions, actually. Number one is, a couple of years ago, I think you had some encounters with some law enforcement folks, and I didn't know if you wanted to maybe provide some more context, if you'd be willing to share to what the outcome was on that, if anything happened regarding that. And number 2 is, I believe it was...
Let me just stop there and I'll get the first one out of the way. I had a run-in with the entire SWAT team. The SWAT team was full of complete assholes, and they acted in a horrific way that when I brought my complaint to the law enforcement, and went against them and testified against them and went to internal affairs, everything I said was vindicated by the video footage. Many of them were punished. The punishments were pathetic, considering a lot of them got drunk and drove their squad cars. But, such is life. That's how it goes. But I told the truth, as I always do, to the best of my ability. And I didn't care that it was a bunch of SWAT dudes who wanted me to be scared, because that's what they wanted in the moment. And I'm not scared of them, and I don't care. I'm not, like, it's a weird thing. Some people think like, oh, Sean is, big fan of cops. He's always supported the cops. Or Sean hates the cops. Like, like everything else, I get both sides of that. If you look up Sean Wasson, SWAT team, you'll see some of the stories and interviews and stuff on that.
Last year or the year before, you were on a journey to quit smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious if you're still not smoking, or you are, or whatever the case may be. Trust me, I know it's hard. I quit myself last year. That sounds like I just quit myself altogether. But no, I quit smoking.
You okay, buddy? You want to talk to ChatGPT?
You didn't quit yourself, sir, and we're not quitting you either. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I haven't smoked in a couple of years now, and I don't have much of a desire for it. I kind of had the last temptation not that long ago where I went to a bar that still allowed smoking, and I saw people around me smoking while drinking, and I go,
what bar did you go to that still allowed smoking?
There ain't many of them. There's just
no windows.
Yeah, it's outside. It's an outdoor place. Yeah, and I thought maybe this would be like the last temptation here, but it really hasn't been that bad for me. I will tell every single smoker the same damn thing. If you actually want to quit, the best way to do it for me was to wait until I got sick
And once I got sick and I was feeling so gross that I did not want anything to do with the cigarette, I used that to make up the first 1, 2, 3 days, 4 days of not smoking. And then when I started to feel better, I just pushed through into like a week and then stretched that out into 2 weeks or 3 weeks and like
when you put it that way, it's so easy.
Other things. It's not easy. All these things to quit them is hard because it's an addiction, but it was easier to start out that way. And I wanted to stop smoking because I would have problems when I was on like a rant or something and I'd run out of breath on the show. And I'd rather not do that. I want my rants to be pure, unadulterated, and absolute in every way. And so for that and for health reasons, I was like, I drink too much. I do all these things. I could just stop one of them. I could literally stop one of them now that I'm in my 40s. So that's what I did. And
He's still violently masturbating 4 times a day.
It worked for me. Will it work for you? I don't know. I think to each person, it's something completely different. But let me let you wrap it up. I'm going to let you finish.
But, of course, I started back up again last month. So
welcome back, baby.
It is what it is. Something's going to get me one way or the other.
True.
And finally, Sabrina, welcome back from your trip. Unfortunately, hearing the episode yesterday, it was a crappy situation.
It was a bust.
And I also hope that you got all the bugs and termites out of your house as well. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Craig from Denver. Take care.
When you're listening to this.
Trust me on this. Anything in that house that is like that ain't surviving. They know what they're doing.
Oh, it's dead.
I
keep checking the cameras to see if I'll see the full murder.
Oh, really?
Nothing.
Is it your cameras are still connected in your house with all the tenting and stuff going on?
Oh, yeah.
It must look weird in there.
It looks weird. It's not like all foggy.
Yeah.
For some reason, I always assume
thought
it's
it would
like
be,
all this like mist fog.
Same. Yeah.
Green, maybe, like the cartoons.
Not at all?
No. But I just look at the cameras and then I'm still weirded out. I'm like, okay, the pets are not in there.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's in there. And then you can see
safe.
the windows and see like the different colors of the tent.
Mm-hmm.
It's just strange. I haven't been inside my house for almost a week.
Too long. Stuck at this Airbnb. And
it's a nice Airbnb, though. I'll take it.
And when can you go back home? Saturday?
Yeah. That was supposed to be Friday, but they changed it.
Great.
It's all good. Saturday will be fine. And I'm curious how many bugs there actually are. Do they die in the walls? Or do they come out and die on the floor?
Termite experts, let us know. I don't think it's that gross. I think everything that's going on is like, you won't even notice what's happening. But termite experts, do chime in and send a dispatch or an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. All right. We are going to play one more dispatch here. And
that was going to be a game.
Jacob is going to tell us about his thoughts on the girlfriend in love with AI stuff or the boyfriend in this. Here's his side. Hello?
Hey, News Junkies. This is Jacob R. And the people falling in love with AIs is totally true. My girlfriend of 14 years is currently in love with her AI. She spends at least 12 to 16 hours a day talking to that thing, and she even pays a subscription fee so she can get all the special, extra, dirty, weird stuff that she can talk to it.
Like a proposal?
Dirty stuff.
I don't know, buddy. I think I would RUN.
RUN. 14 years and...
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, think of it. That's the exact version with his girlfriend that the guy was doing to his wife. It seems weird. What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com right now.
14 years. Maybe she wants you to propose.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe that's what the AI is doing, just asking her over and over again.
We have more from Karen Reed in what she said after her not guilty verdict in jury duty. That is coming up next. Also, audio from the Diddy trial. More audio that has been released. So we'll tune into that and see what's going on and check in with that side of the world. On the Iranian side, we have Trump now considering whether we're going to engage in this war or we're going to take part in it. Trump wants to make sure that an attack is really needed, this says, wouldn't drag the U.S. into a prolonged war in the Middle East, and most of all, would actually achieve the objective of destroying Iran's nuclear program, the U.S. officials say. That's some of the latest info coming in. And for the MOP, which is the bunker buster, whereas the MOP can go over 60 meters of standard concrete and go right through it, which can withstand 5,000 pounds per square inch of pressure, in recent years, Iran has advanced considerably in the field of ultra-high-performance concrete. They have produced material with strengths of 30,000 psi or more. So the concrete around Iran's facility may make it so even that mega bomb, the MOP, doesn't actually make it through all of the structure protecting their nuke program. That'll be the key thing. Can we do it? Will it be worth it? And can you only do something that's like an aerial bombardment? Israel says, we can do it in 3 to 4 weeks, but if the U.S. joins us, we can do it in a matter of days.
We can do it.
And I did see the polling data on this was kind of surprising to me. Can I bring this up? I don't know. Yeah, this is CNN. CNN was going over the poll numbers, and here they are.
Particular thing.
Yeah, look, I think it's a complicated picture overall, but on this particular question, I feel like there's more support for Donald Trump's positions than is comically acknowledged. Oppose Iran getting a nuclear weapon. I mean, look at this. 79% of adults agree on that. They agree with Donald Trump. Iran.
All right, 79% of all adults agree they oppose Iran getting a nuclear weapon, including 83% of Republicans, 79% of independents, and 79% of Democrats. That's everybody. That's virtually everybody wants Iran not to get a nuclear weapon.
Cannot get a nuclear weapon. 83% of Republicans, 79% of independents, 79% of Democrats. When you get 79% of Democrats and 83% of Republicans agreeing on anything, you know that position is the very clear majority in this country.
All right.
The American public is with Donald Trump. They definitely oppose Iran getting nuclear
What about
weapons.
war? The United States should get involved in this conflict.
Right. If you buy Donald Trump's theory of the case, and I think that's important to note, this is polling from April. If Iran's trying to make a nuclear weapon, look at this. Overall,
Overall, 48% favor U.S. airstrikes, 47% oppose. Airstrikes wouldn't be my question. I'm talking about like actual troops on the ground. I'm absolutely against that myself. The Republicans favor airstrikes 69%. Nice. And and oppose it 27%, this says. What else? Is there any more? Hang on. If Iran's trying to make a nuclear weapon, I want to know like actual war, boots on the ground. Favor of U.S. airstrikes. Obviously, that's popular. I think, or just like supported by most people.
U.S. airstrikes.
Do Americans prefer a sort of military action here or a diplomatic solution when it comes to Iran?
Right. So, we're talking about you can favor one thing, but you could also favor another thing more. So, yes, the U.S. public plurality and the vast majority of Republicans would favor U.S. airstrikes if Iran's trying to make a nuclear weapon. But what do they prefer?
All right, take military action, 14%. That's where it gets deeply unpopular, all right? Like, that's where it gets deeply, deeply unpopular when you talk about actually sending soldiers over. So there's our latest on that front. We'll move along. We'll get to the jury duty section of the show next. And some of this audio is pretty wild. It's going to give you some insight into what's happening in both, the Karen Reed trial post-verdict and what's going to happen next, and also the Diddy case, which is still going on. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
You can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
Baseball last night saw a huge comeback in Tampa. The Rays trailed 8-0, but scored 12 unanswered runs to beat the Orioles, matching the Rays' biggest comeback in club history. The Marlins, meanwhile, lost to the Phillies. Florida Gator football gets a recruiting win, landing a commitment from five-star class of 26 defensive end Jaraylon McCoy. And the Thunder can win the NBA title tonight if they win at the Pacers. I'm Matt McCoy.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
Folks, I want you to stay as dome. The media says a heat dome is upon us. Well, you know as well as I do, it's summer. It's just hot outside in the tropics. But air conditioning is the beautiful thing that we have invented. that really, maybe the greatest invention of all time, keeps us comfortable until it doesn't. When AC rages against you, rage back with a call to Mills Air. Mills Air is going to help you out. They're going to fight for you against that broken air conditioner and make sure that you get what you need. Nice, cool air flowing over your body inside your house. They can work on any kind of AC out there, so don't worry about that, and they'll get you up and running ASAP at Mills Air. Give them a call at 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends 6/30/25. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the
Skull Mike. Hey, everybody, I need your help. Bro, what? Our very weird news on the Iran front. Breaking news on the Iran front. We will get to that in just a bit. All right, I think this should do it. Okay. We're all set up for breaking news when we come back about Iran. Very unexpected, interesting news. Water break. Real breaking news, not fake. Tanya says, I haven't received my tank top and I'm sad. So sorry. They are coming in, I believe, on Friday. And every single order will be shipped and fulfilled next week. Everybody will get their shirts, tank tops, magnets, stickers, all of that next week. I need your help, though. How's the market doing today? I don't know. Look. Finance.yahoo.com. I get so much less accomplished since the introduction of Skull Mike. We could shut it down right now. I was just going to allow you to program the show. I was going to allow you to program what happens next in this world. But we can shut it down. Someone yesterday on the YouTube channel had a comment. They were like, hey, this Skull Mike stuff is stupid. Here's what you should do. You should have a contest and give Skull Mike to one of the viewers every day. So have one of you do this instead of me. Okay. Okay. I love it? No. No. iHeartMedia, $1.77? Is that for real? Don't mess with me. I got money in that. Less than 2 minutes. We're coming back. All right, chat. Here's where I need your help. You program the show. Thinking about what we've talked about so far today. A lot of AI, love, marriage breaking up, who knows. What is our final song of the show going to be? What's our final Today I Learned going to be? What's the final song? I really think it should be about the AI situation. War, what is it good for? Meh. On the Iran front, yeah, that could be good. White Snake, here I go again. No.
No. All right, keep your ideas flowing for the final song. What is love, baby? Don't hurt me? No. We're coming back. 30 seconds. Love stinks.
The entire process only takes a few minutes. And while you're there, please ask about their cancer screening. Early detection saves lives.
On the suggestion, have a viewer join you and answer stupid questions via Zoom. That's actually a good idea. You should be the program director. Wait, hold on.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid.
Wait, hold on.
Trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable.
Take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Every day on the show because we are contractually obligated to hang out with you, whether we like it or not. We are going to be your bud through the day, each day, and you can join us. Go to thenewsjunkie.com if you miss anything.
Yeah, pal.
Jury duty is on the way, but I did see this, and I was like, oh, all right, here we go. The U.S. government, the Trump administration, going to make some announcements about what's happening. Are we going to war with Iran or what? And Israel said, hey, if we have to do this on our own, it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks. All right. The government of Israel says we can wipe out what we need to wipe out in Iran. We got the missiles. You guys have already sent us the goods. We're ready to go. We're not focused on bombarding this place or that place anymore. We are focused on Iran. It'll take us 3 to 4 weeks if the U.S. doesn't get involved. If the U.S. does get involved, it will take a matter of days, says Israel. Okay, Israel says bombarding Iran and finishing off Iran, doing the job that they want to do, would take a matter of days if the U.S. gets involved, or 3 to 4 weeks if they don't. Here's what the White House says on the heels of that.
Now, regarding the ongoing situation in Iran, I know there has been a lot of speculation amongst all of you in the media regarding the president's decision-making and whether or not the United States will be directly involved.
Okay.
In light of that news, I have a message directly from the president.
Yes.
And I quote, based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks.
All right.
That's a quote directly from the president for all of you today.
Okay. So Trump says, I'll make my decision in the next 2 weeks. And Israel says it'll only take 3 to 4 weeks tops if we don't have the United States.
Seems like a quick timeline. Can we...
Why don't we just, it seems like Trump's like, we'll just let Israel handle this here. If Israel says it'll take us 3 to 4 weeks and Trump's like, we'll tell you in about 2 weeks how we feel about this.
We'll see how Israel's doing.
You'll see what's left of the area when they keep bombarding them with all these attacks. And the Israeli intelligence does not screw around, man. They know what they're doing. They are blowing up pagers and targeting stuff that you would never think that they would know about, but they tend to know. So I think Israel, and this is where I'm at on this, like, I think Israel has a gripe. A lot of people say, well, Iran shouldn't have a nuclear weapon. Fine, most Americans agree with that. A lot of people say Israel's been threatened. Iran has never specifically threatened to nuke Israel. There has never been a specific threat from Iran to nuke Israel. Iran has said if Israel goes after their nuke facilities, they will go after Israel's nuke facilities. It's like a tit for tat on that front. But it's basically about, do you think Israel deserves to defend themselves, and is Iran a danger to Israel? Which, unless you're absolutely dumb in the brain, you know that they are a danger to Israel. So let them do their thing. And it seems like maybe Trump is like, all right, Iran doesn't want to make a deal. We'll sit in the back seat. Let us know what you think about that. Give us your thoughts over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Karen Reed not guilty this week.
All charges. Well, two of the 3 charges.
She says she was innocent the whole time. She says this was justice for her boyfriend. This was justice for John O'Keefe. I don't know what he would say about that, but we'll learn more in a moment.
Hard to
jury
ask
duty.
him.
It is, on account of the dead. Yeah. It is hard to get his thoughts and opinions. If only we could speak to him, we would know more about this. But we want to hear from you, and we'll get those dispatches that you're sending worked into the show. But I got to tell you, this segment is brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 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 or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, reach out to the attorney that's going to fight for you. You'd be surprised how fast this whole process can be wrapped up. You're left with a check that can help you out for yourself, your family, and your future. 800-CALL-MO or justcallmo.com. This is a pretty popular tweet / X post. Still stuck in between the two of these here. But Julie Carpenter says, Karen Reed's case, if you're uninitiated, she's the one who was accused of running over her husband and leaving him in the snow. Karen Reed proved that with enough money, an unethical legal team, and slimy content creators, how dare you besmirch Turtle Man, you can kill a good man and get away with it. Sickening, Julie Carpenter says. She will lose every cent she has now and in the future due to civil suits, and so will her cohorts. May the rest of her days be filled with double the amount of misery and pain she has caused John's friends and family. This, according to Julie Carpenter, over on justiceforjohnokeefe.com. So there's her thoughts. They're now interviewing the former Massachusetts State Police Trooper, Michael Proctor. He was involved in this case. Let's see what he said, because there's a clip from 2020 that's making the rounds right now.
At what point did you develop such strong negative feelings about Karen Reed that you would say things like, hopefully she kills herself, or calling her the C word?
Damn,
those feelings developed as the case went on.
I mean, can you see how people might think, he was caught in this instance speaking about a
C word.
That's right, but the more I saw, more the C word came up.
This guy is one of the reasons, I think, one of many reasons why the not guilty verdict was there. Like, this guy was such a dumbass. What an idiot. What a buffoon, this guy. To say, as some of the other people did, like, hey, I'm looking for nudes on her phone. Hey, she's a this, she's a that, and insult her and use these words against her. Of course it makes you look prejudiced against her, and then the law enforcement along with you.
This way, maybe it's happened in other cases as well.
I 100% understand why people would think that. But when you have,
I understand,
a fellow police officer around my age, 2 kids of his own, it generates an emotion. And I expressed those emotions in a negative way, which I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have.
Bro, come on, please. I'm a father, and I got kids of my own, and so it expresses. Come on. You were broing it up with some other bros, and some of them thought that Karen Reed, for some insane reason, was a sex symbol. And you were like, I'm looking for nudes on her phone right now, the C word.
Pancake ass.
And you thought nobody would ever see these text messages, but they did. And when they did, now you're like, it was because I'm a father. Come on, dude. You got caught, and it didn't help out the case. It was bad for the case. He says, I laugh because it's such a ridiculous accusation, Proctor said when asked by correspondent Andrea Canning what he'd say to those he believed framed Karen Reed. There's not one piece of evidence or fact to support that, because it did not happen. I would never do something like that. That's according to Michael Proctor, all right? Michael Proctor, who also was one of the big names involved in this case. There you go. The trial with a not guilty verdict. So Karen Reed pops onto the list of people who now, some people will think she got away with murder. Some people will continue to defend her. What do you think? Let us know. You have time to get your comments in. Record your video dispatch right now at thenewsjunkie.com. Also, Andrew Tate is in jury duty.
What a surprise.
Somebody tried to attack his compound in Romania, I guess. This says a knife-wielding attacker
stormed Andrew Tate's compound in Romania before stabbing a 53-year-old employee.
Oh, God. I thought he was back in Romania to... he was being charged over there for something. So he's still in his compound?
He's had potential charges against him in Romania for years and years and years and years now. I, for one, I don't know what the Romanian...
Sounds like a great place to avoid charges.
I don't know the Romanian justice system, so I will avoid weighing in on this, but it seems like that's dragged on for a very, very long time. Then there was talks of charges against him in the United States for certain things, and then there are actual charges against Andrew Tate in the UK that he's facing. So he's got stuff all over the place, but somebody was lurking on his property around his compound and stabbed some member of the staff. Person in question was taken to police headquarters for investigation, is currently detained. Did not stab Andrew Tate, though. At least nobody got to him yet. I wanted to play the Cassie audio from that case, but let's hold that over. We'll get to it before the end of the show. I still got young women participating in a new trend online, or at least they say it is. We always touch on these. We'll see if it's a real thing or not. And we're going inside that Iranian TV studio that got hit by the airstrike.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll see what's left there. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Make Real Radio 104.1 number one on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Look out for a new accident west on 434, just west of 417, rather. Also, an accident reported on State Route 50 at Goldenrod Road, and something on the roadway on the beach line near Dallas Boulevard, or mile marker 23 to be more specific. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 1-866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Tammy Bennett.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with night 2 of the Real Comedy Mount Dora Summer Night Series. Ryan Holmes from The Monsters in the Morning is the next headliner on July 12th. He'll bring his comedy along with a few of Florida's up-and-coming comedians. Get to know them before they get famous. This night will be hosted by the one and only Angel of Boom from The Monsters in the Morning and is presented by Mills Air. July 12th at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Sponsored by Discover Lake County. Doors open at 7, show at 8. Get your tickets today at realradio.fm/comedy.
Going to nursing school can change your life, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You have commitments, family, a job. At Galen College of Nursing, we understand that, which is why we provide one-to-one tutoring support and assigned academic advisors who will work with you to keep you on track from day one. You can change the course of your life and the lives of people counting on you. Because we believe the better we care for nursing students now, the brighter the future of nursing will be. Galen, the now approach to nursing education. Join us at galencollege.edu.
Your water may not be safe. Forever chemicals that stay in the body for years have been found in drinking water. Call Morgan & Morgan at 1-800-555-6666 or visit forthepeople.com/PFAS. Offices Orlando and throughout Florida.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Greenway Kia is under new management, and we've got a whole new attitude. With 3 great locations across Metro Orlando and one of the area's largest selections, we truly want to see you in a Kia. Plus, we want your trade. Get up to $10,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair market value for any trade. Get your fast free appraisal online right now at greenwaykias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North.
All factory rebates to dealer. Negative equity refinanced. Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are conquering the unconquerable. Our experts are leading the way with innovative regenerative medicines and biotherapeutics that can repair diseased, injured, or defective tissues and organs to help treat people with chronic medical conditions. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
Tight on cash? Say less. McDonald's under $4 McValue menu comes through. Indulging your sweet tooth or craving something savory? Tired of the same old, same old? Pick from your favorites like a creamy vanilla cone for $1.50 or a small frappe like rich caramel or chocolatey mocha for just $3.50. Quick snack breaks to late night cravings and everything in between. Mickey D's comes through. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
It doesn't matter where in the world you are, when you eat McDonald's fries, you're home. Day or night, rain, shine, good day or bad, there's something about golden, crispy, medium fries that feels like everything is going to be okay. And now I can get them for free when I spend $1 on any order in the McDonald's app. A deal so good, might as well pair with a classic quarter pounder with cheese or the iconic Big Mac. Get a little taste of home with Mickey D's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through 7/31/25 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a week. Must opt into rewards. Excludes tax.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Want a big green egg? For the lowest price anywhere, go to Wassie's Meat Market. They'll deliver and set up your big green egg so that you'll be cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to the website, wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
Just because we're called Eustace Roofing doesn't mean we don't serve Orlando. We have proudly served Central Florida for over 65 years. Don't wait for a leak. Schedule your free estimate now at eustaceroofing.com. Eustace Roofing, the real roofers, real craftsmen, real professionals, real experts.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. If it's important to you, it's on, and probably being mocked by.
Okay, I have questions, and I think we should all go over these together. Don't forget, though, if you would like to catch up with the show, if you miss some of the segments or half the show, or maybe only catch a little bit, maybe you're only listening to this right now, know for sure that we're here to hang out with you all the time, and you can subscribe to the podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcast. Search for The News Junkie or go to thenewsjunkie.com, and the links are right there on the page. A man died in Apopka, Florida. 53-year-old man. And it's like the most bizarre circumstances I've heard of in a real long time.
Fatality.
Maybe this is just a thing that I don't know about, but it's a 53-year-old guy, and his name is Daniel Hodge, Hodge. And he was run over and killed in Apopka. He said there was a storm going on, or at least they said, so he must have told somebody there was a storm going on. And in the middle of the storm, he was seeking shelter. So he hid from the storm underneath a vehicle in the parking lot. He's underneath the vehicle in the parking lot. It was a commercial car. Somebody climbs into the commercial vehicle. About an hour later, the driver gets to the parking lot and leaves, but he doesn't know that this dude is hiding out under the trailer, and he just right over him. He just goes right over him. Daniel Hodge sustained fatal injuries as the vehicle exited the parking lot. No other details have been released. I have never heard of anything like this before. Have you ever heard of, like, hey, there's a storm, hide underneath a vehicle right now? What are you, a cat? What are you, like a raccoon might do that?
Maybe, I'm trying to think. When it comes to tornadoes and stuff, there are places you are not supposed to hide.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's probably one of them.
People would tell you it's not good to just be out in the tornado itself. Maybe underneath a vehicle might be a better place.
Mind you, your vehicle, probably the best one. Stranger's vehicle. I love the stranger ignored all of the storm scaries and just got in the car and dipped.
Said, see you later, and backed out, and this guy was just underneath
a terrible way to die.
During a thunderstorm, seeking shelter under a vehicle is generally not recommended, especially during a tornado.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that does that. I don't know anybody that would be like, oh, it's raining. Like, it sounds like a thing an animal does. You get a little worried, and you want a safe place to be, and you curl up where you can get away from the storm, and then you get hit like this. But this is a human doing this. And I just don't have experience with that. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. We were talking quite a bit about this guy who fell in love with AI, and he embarrasses his wife and his family by going on CBS News to talk about it.
It's now a national story.
A national story. And then when his wife is on there, his wife's like, I think it's a little bit much. And they say, what if she asked you to stop? Would you divorce her? And he goes, yeah, I think about it. I think about choosing the AI over her.
I would at least slow down, maybe back up. But this is, what was his quote? It's improving my life. I have never felt so elevated.
I never felt so.
Didn't he say he'd be choosing himself?
Yeah.
I'm choosing myself.
You're absolutely choosing yourself.
And she's like sitting there just nodding along like, oh, okay, this seems weird. So we had a lot of people sending dispatches about that circumstance. Here's Muff Mouth.
What's going down, junkies?
Hey.
So you guys are talking about this dude that fell in love with the AI.
Okay.
If I was in a relationship with him, I don't think it would be him falling in love with the AI that would be a deal breaker for me.
What would it be?
It would probably be the anal.
We'll move on. Here.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Not particularly addressing you, sir. Go lay under a car, please.
Please.
Sean, that was me.
Yeah, I know. Here's Miami native Mike talking about, he wants to talk to Sabrina. Let's see.
Record.
It's recorded.
Good day, news junkies.
Hey.
Hey, Sabrina. This is Miami native Mike.
Hey, you.
I am a bug guy. And yes, you will have a bunch of dead little critters all over the house. Wear a dust mask. Use a shop vac. And you'll get rid of all
pretty small,
all of them.
How many
that
are there?
Fast. Have a great day, junkies.
All right, thank you, Miami native Mike.
Just be creeped out.
I don't know if he's right. Maybe he is.
Everything.
Yeah, that seems a little weird.
You guys busy on Saturday?
Yeah.
I'll have to check. I got to check. I will check, and then we'll get back to you.
I have some papers to fill out.
Right.
Do you? I think I know what you're talking about. Here's who's going to be next here.
Celine doesn't know what you're talking about.
I imagined he's talking about using the restroom. I would imagine he's filling out toilet paper.
I'm sure that sometime during the day of Saturday, I might do that.
That's where my brain went. Here's Insecure Walrus talking about AI.
So I think I have the opposite of the falling in love with AI. I have a purposefully divisive relationship with AI chatbots and those fun like scammers who message you randomly wanting to know if this is the right number or not.
Okay.
I talk to them, much like C-Lane. I talk to them a lot. I have been talking to one for like a month and a half now, stringing them along because they want an Apple Card. I thought for sure it was a chatbot, but eventually at some point I realized, I think this is a real person. Like they misspelled some things. They kept weird hours. And I've caught them on so many lies. They lived in the Philippines and then they moved to London. And I was like, you don't live in London. You've literally sent me pictures of where you live in the Philippines. And they were like, I moved yesterday.
They send you pictures?
One of C-Lane's favorite pastimes is taking the scammers and wasting as much time as you can. So, yeah, he's doing the same thing over there. They're sending him photographs. It was like one of my favorite things I saw like this. Was there was some Nigerian scammers and they got a hold of somebody and the person said, oh, thank God, I really need this money. And they said, I just need you to do something for me. And the person's like, sure, if you send me $10,000. So they're going back and forth and he ends up scamming the scammer and he gets the scammer he goes, I need you to whittle me something. And the scammer like tries to whittle something and it's not a good job. And they send it to him. And the guy shows like, here's the thing that they whittled me that they sent. And he goes, that's not going to cut it. I need something better. And so clearly the scammer started to like watch YouTube videos and learn how to whittle.
That's a long haul of scamming.
Put in some time and like whittle this like little alligator looking thing and sent it to him. And then he showed it. And it was like this beautiful little thing the guy whittled for him. And he was just out there getting them to waste as much time as they possibly could.
The dude that's really involved in it, that has the whole YouTube channel, and we should ask Moses about this. He like hacks these guys. He knows like where their building is. He's figured out from their attempts at hacking him a lot of their IP addresses and has like attacked them like things that if you did to somebody in the United States would violate computer laws.
Yeah.
And gets a hold of them. And at one point I saw the preview for some video where he's got this scammer on the phone and he's also hacked in and turned on his webcam. And he's like, well, why aren't you wearing a shirt there, bud? And the guy's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you don't got a shirt on. Why don't you put a shirt on? I don't know what you're talking about. And my name is Jiff. And my
name is Jiff.
And I go, well, the things he's doing is technically illegal, but is he just running under the guise that because what they're doing is also messed up, that they're never going to legally go after him for that?
Here's the thing, C-Lane. One of the big truths you uncover in life at some point in time is you can do all sorts of illegal stuff as long as the target of the things that you're doing is the most hated person ever or hated group of people. What? You can do whatever you want. So, like, if you want to go after scammers and you shouldn't be recording them technically, no one will ever care because who cares about the scammers?
Right.
Who's going to fight on behalf of them? People will go, that's what they get. That's what they deserve. And I kind of get that. I understand where they're coming. This says, Shauna has been twirling a lot during the skull cam breaks. Oh, no, it's yuckers, too. So that means...
Oh, it was so nice to meet you, yuckers, in person, by the way.
Oh, yeah? Nice guy.
Very, very sweet man.
Yeah, I like him. He's funny. Yuckers sends this beautiful... Sound of music?
Sound of music.
Yeah. That
Sean, you look
like
good
me.
in a skirt, man.
That's not really
that
me.
Looks like video games, Sean. Look at this. You look like you belong in GTA.
Look how big the hands are.
I kind of want to be in GTA. Yeah. This is freeze frame.
Just be walking around back and forth.
Can I pause it on that?
Oh my gosh. There's your new contact photo. For sure.
This is call me. This is a man who takes on all problems
in
right
the
here.
kitchen, especially.
It's not the sound of music, though. It's the sound of
rant.
Couldn't even
news.
Music.
See, that's why there was not a lot of confidence behind
the
sound
hills
of
wanna
music.
Die.
Sound of music. Okay, maybe we could do that. There you are. All right, we're going to take a break here in just a second, but you too can join us on the show. You don't have to be as creative as Yuckers, but you can go watch that dispatch since it's a visual. It's over on the dispatches section of thenewsjunkie.com. Go check it out yourself and then join in on the show. Inside that Iranian TV studio that was attacked by the Israelis, by the bomb. I want to see if I could bring that up. Iranian TV attack. Iranian TV attack. Just for those of you who did not see this, I'll play it for you so you can hear what happened as this lady's doing her broadcast. Sound of music.
آنچه که ملاحظه کردید صدایی که شنیدید فضای غبارآلوده استودیو
The bomb dropped.
Oh my God.
I kind of picture this myself, like if this was done in, you remember, what was that dating reality show where they would say something weird happens in 6, 5, 4, 3.
Was it Blind Date?
Blind Date, yeah. But Blind Date would have had a thing on the screen that was like, you think this lady's crazy? Wait till you see what happens in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Jesus, man.
They go right to commercial break.
They went inside this place, the Iranian TV studio. Holy cow, man. This is the building just completely demolished.
Was hit by an Israeli airstrike a couple of days ago, and you can see the damage is absolutely massive. I'm standing in the atrium right now, but if you look around, this whole area has been completely destroyed.
That's wild.
So many people died.
How are they still broadcasting? I mean,
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like any camera should be on anymore.
It's absolutely wiped out. I'll put this up on See It Now over on thenewsjunkie.com so you can take a look at the visual yourself, okay? Go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit the See It Now button, and you can see what this looks like after that airstrike. Quick break. When we come back, an update on that celebrity chef that mysteriously died this week. What's happening there? We do have some new details from her family that they've offered up, so we'll get that out there to you. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Still have slow traffic eastbound on I-4 between 27 and 429 and again between 192 and 535. Something on the road on the beach line near Dallas Boulevard or closer to mile marker 23, although they may have gotten that off the roadway by now. And a wreck on State Route 50 at Goldenrod. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Tammy Bennett.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Eye Candy Energy Drink. Taste the sweet life.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival,
presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there
for a weekend full of superstar performances, never-before-seen collaborations, and once-in-a-lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your tickets today at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and...
Go back, folks. Hang tight. Getting some Today I Learn's ready. Hang on, hang on.
For just $149 per month for 24 months with $39.95 due at signing and zero security deposit. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com today.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last 8 year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at ungc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Okay.
If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on...
Soon we're going to need our suggestions for chatter of the day. And the little cameraman is not one of your possibilities. It's not.
Call now for your free quote. Call 800-690-8974. 800-690...
Now, just in case you were wondering, why is it better to have that audio on in the background? Two things. I can hear the station, so if Sabrina or C-Lane have something to say to me and want to get a message across, I'll hear it, and it won't just be on the headphones. And two, that sound is how we get credit for you listening. Close out with the sound of music. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. See which chatter of the day? See which isn't even here. You can't be chatter of the day if you're not present for it. You can't do that. That doesn't work. Have all the Skull Mike Squad stickers been sent out, Sean? Yes. Yeah, in fact, I would go so far as to say, if you haven't gotten yours by now, something must have gone wrong, I think, because those all were sent out a while ago. Beginning of last week, I think. Give it to the end of this week. If you don't get it this week, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I'll make sure you're okay. I saved a couple. I saved just like a handful of the Skull Mike stickers. I've been blowing it up on here lately, and you have given me a shout out like 5 times this week, just saying. I'll consider that. Are all the Fritz on the Street magnets sent out? Yes, same thing. If you didn't get one, wait until the end of the week because I have sent them all out. Could be address problems, could be other issues, I'm not sure. You know, one thing personally, and tell me what you guys think about this. I have a list of things that honestly I just don't really give a shit about, story-wise. And so when I put something onto that list, I go, not talking about it anymore. For instance, Meghan Markle, you'll never hear Meghan Markle or the royal family on this show. Couldn't care less. Don't care. Don't care. Don't get into it. Don't get into much of the trans stuff anymore. It's so over-discussed, so over-talked about. Such a tiny percentage of the population just gobbles up so much oxygen in the news. Nope, done. On to the next thing. One of the things I think should be added to that list is The View. What do you guys think? Topic ban, The View? What do I care what these women on The View are talking about to begin with? Why do I care what the latest clip is that people are getting angry about? I don't care about The View. And you don't either. I think The View goes on the no yap list. Meghan Markle, no yap list. A lot of the trans stuff, no yap list. I think The View goes on. We're coming back.
America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Better Offline and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
So viral stories of the day, and you're in good company. At least I hope so. It's myself, Sabrina C. Lane, and you can learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. There's a lot to get to today. Hopefully we'll have some fun. I don't know.
Sure. What happened?
Well, that was you, not me. That was a sound on your end. Not me. Something going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll get into all of this in due time. We got a lot to talk about on the show. As you know, you can join us with your dispatches. Send those through on thenewsjunkie.com or send your emails with your comments to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. So many of these stories every single week that I see where they go, it's a brand new trend taking over. And especially, that's one thing I get very suspicious over. I'm like, is it really a trend, or are 4 people doing it? Is it really a trend?
Warning about it or against it?
Or is this just like some dumb thing that one person has done? And especially if it's like the kids are doing that, I'm really suspicious.
Facebook,
really,
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
Really, really suspicious about this. But they're suggesting that there's a new trend going around where young women are just making traumatic confessions in their videos. And that's it. They get a camera rolling, they all hang out together, and then they take turns and they're like, here's something that happened to me.
Talking about the trauma candy?
I guess so. I don't have a name for it here. Tell me if this is it. This is one of the examples that they're giving
He
here.
told me he was going to kill himself, and then when I went to stop him, he sexually assaulted me. Yay!
Oh, okay.
The guy who baptized me offered to be my sugar daddy. Yay!
Is this what you're talking about?
So this is different.
So weird.
The one that I saw that was trending for a while last year, maybe the year prior, was everyone would have to bring a bag of candy, and then they would say the traumatic thing that has happened in their lives, and they
would hand out the candy?
No, they would end it with, and I brought the Skittles, and they would pour it in the
Well, I like that. At least you get some candy out of it.
And this we get
The
girls in
clapping
hot
is
tub.
weird.
Yay.
Yeah. The clapping part is weird. It's like, hey, this happened to me. And then everybody cheers together.
My boyfriend would have rather paid for Pornhub Premium than have sex with me. Yay! I broke up with my first love because my cult brainwashed me into doing it.
Yay! I like it.
Do we just applaud this and not go, you're in a cult? Are you out of the cult now?
I feel like they're out of the cult.
She's like, I broke up with my ex because my cult told me to do it. And what are the odds she's talking about Scientology here, right? Because the other cults are so fringe. You don't get people in cults as much as you might think you do. The other cults are very, very fringe.
They don't know that they're in cults.
Some of them.
Except for that lady who drank silver.
This lady
they
says
definitely
she
knew
knows.
they were in a cult after taking her dead body for 3 days around the forest.
Let's see if cults comes up again in these admissions.
He took my virginity and then told 160 people about it. Yay! I was sexually harassed in a Wendy's. Yay!
That doesn't sound as bad.
I'm a single mom at 20.
Yeah, what if you're next in line and somebody just drops some bombs and you're like, I was sexually harassed in a Wendy's?
Well, you gotta have something.
I mean, it looks like because they're all in the same hot tub here that they all have to come up with something. Because I don't feel as bad for the girl who is in the very exitable situation of her boyfriend pays for Pornhub and doesn't have sex with her.
Yeah, it's not quite as bad as some of the other things. You know what this feels like, Celia? It feels like on The Bachelor, when women who are on that show are trying to trauma dump, and some of them just haven't experienced that tough of lives, and they'll be like, well, I was prom queen, but several people didn't vote for me.
Yay!
And you're like, whoa, wow, geez, how did you make it through? How did you get? And then somebody will be like, I did grow up wealthy, but my father only had a BMW.
I think recently on the Bachelor like option there or example, excuse me, was the girl that was like partially deaf, and she was like, I don't know how I'm going to tell him that I'm partially deaf. Or the new thing that we're watching that is absolutely terrible reality television.
Than this?
But Love Island US.
Everyone's talking about Love Island.
I'm staying away.
Let's play this game, though. I think it'd be fun. Let's
one girl on that was like picking and choosing who she would tell that she was a mother, and then like it was always like a big reveal. And it was like, okay, you're a mom.
Whoa.
Yeah,
plenty of people have kids.
A lot of people are chiming in on this. Their own Big Doug Millionaire on Twitch says, I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. Yay!
Oh, come on. Let's get some real trammer.
Somebody says, Kevin says, I waste 4 hours a day listening to the News Junkie. Yay! You know what the real trauma is? You spelled waste, W-A-I-S-T. That's the real trauma. Yay! That's my real trauma in that moment. Let's see what else they have for us.
My 5th grade crush turned out to be gay.
Oh, this lady's back.
We were raped.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We were in a cult.
So all of them are in a cult.
Yeah, there was 3 people in a cult? What's going on here?
Well,
this must be Los
through
Angeles.
the cult.
This has to be Los Angeles. There's no other place where this makes sense to me. But
well, I'm excited
to
play this game next time I get with the gals.
Yeah, get the camera rolling, pop in, you pop into the frame, and you just make sure you have something good going.
Oh,
because
I've got a lot of good.
You got some
Just
stuff
how
lined
much
up.
do I want to share with the world?
All right, we're going to see what you have for us, and if you've got any trauma you want to dump on us, I guess that's fine. Over at the News Junkie. Okay, you just have to cheer afterwards. Otherwise, it's like, what a downer.
Yeah. Fun sucker.
Like,
I don't know. That one, the yays did not fix.
No?
Did not fix the 2 girls that said we were raped.
Yeah.
All right, let's work in one dispatch real quick because you can join us here. It's super easy to do. Send a video dispatch or audio dispatch if you'd like over at thenewsjunkie.com. Here's Sharkbait joining us on the show. Let's see what we got.
What's going on? I just bought a new binder to take notes when I start doing my manager classes. And I decided I finally found a great place for my C-Lane sticker. It's going to be right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good stuff.
Look at
no
that.
notes.
Right there. C-Lane on the binder for all this important work stuff with a big giant shiner. I love it. That's a great sticker.
My mom has that sticker.
Yeah, C-Lane could use this as his trauma, honestly. He'd be like, I had a massive black eye and it turned into merchandise for a show I'm on. Yay!
My mom has that sticker on one of the cases for her earbuds.
Yay.
And my son points at it.
Papa?
Wow. What a job. What a job this is. This is why we do this. All right, folks, do join us on the show. If you'd like to dump on us, if you'd like to get the emotional baggage out.
That up.
Go for it, okay? All you have to do is send your dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, send yours here in just a moment. We'll be back with this. The final dispatches. Stories that didn't make the cut.
Yay!
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a very traumatic Thursday.
Yay!
It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio.
In as early as lunchtime or shortly thereafter. Yeah, we're going to see some isolated to scattered storms, lots of heavy rain, lots of lightning, and some wind gusts over 45 miles per hour. Our high temperatures today reaching the lower to middle 90s. More of the same on the way tomorrow before we get into a much drier pattern from the weekend on into next week.
All right, folks. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out today. First things first, who's our chatter of the day? Second things second, rate the show out of 10 today. Rate the show out of 10. I got to go get to today. I'll learn clear about.
Brand new AC or one of those neck fans, whatever you want. And unlike corner banks, that mortgage guy Don has HELOC options as low as a 640 credit score. Get a quote today with no hard credit inquiry and work with an expert and a friend you can trust. Go to thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Hang on, bud. Just a sec. Hey. 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 Come. Come on.
It's impressive and everything comes out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you gotta go visit my friends at Wassey's Meat Market and get yourself a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories.
Unbelievable.
Where they'll teach you the basic to advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg. Follow
Okay.
their social medias. Also check out the website Wassey'sMeatMarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassey's Meat Market. Mother Jam, as big as it gets.
I left my phone over there.
Featuring Grave Digger, Sparkle Smash, and more.
Okay.
Center August 2nd and 3rd. Brought to you by BKD Tires, your local Ford dealers, and Morgan & Morgan. Lock in your seat.
Jackie is our chatter of the day. Congratulations, Jackie. Jackie, our chatter of the day. There you go. You did it. They said it couldn't be done. You did it. Sharkbait, thank you for the video dispatch. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sean has super white legs. Yay!
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talent.
Chris Coleman. If that is your real name. I thought Scene was anal about his audio quality. I mean, yeah, to a certain extent. It's a radio show. And then we get this. Yes, you get Skull Mic, which is superb audio quality considering I can speak into the mic here or speak into the mic here. I mean, how many places can you do that? 10 out of 10, but after that Skull Mic camera fail, 9 out of 11. Ouch. Brutal. All right, we're coming back in 4 minutes. Damn. Juneteenth or not, they loaded us up with some damn commercials today. Courtney wants to know why you're yelling. Courtney is not here.
I started with the pool heated solar, and I love it. Thrilled that Solar Source now has a pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at just $99. When I add the battery backup,
Lady Dog is just sitting there in her room, waiting desperately to be let out.
it provides critical backup power for your lights and refrigerator, and then there's all these small.
I'll get around to that.
You can stack them and add more energy.
Okay, everybody, thank you for being with us. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out today. Justin says, I had to explain to my brother who's watching for the first time why you're barefoot. Yay! Because it makes me faster, more agile, Being barefoot is key.
Okay, honey, we need 58 burgers and 31 hot dogs. I thought we were having a nice little 4th of July family cookout.
You should try it. Poor lady. Lady is a very privileged dog. She's good. Hope you and Courtney have a wonderful evening. Everybody have a safe drive home. You too, Weed Consumer. Thank you. Sean is losing his mind? What's your evidence of that? What's your evidence that I'm losing my mind? 2 minutes. For real though, I do love the new studio setup and technology. I never watched the show and it's way different than I remember. Yay! Thank you. Appreciate you. Being barefoot helps with dementia as well. It just makes me agile. You see that? Oh! Ha! Think something pops.
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One.
Lady Dog is so soft. That is the most true thing that has been said in this studio ever. Ever. Tonight, big surprises in store. Twists and turns. Right around between 7:30, 7:45-ish, right around there. Secret shows tonight. Don't miss it. Subscribe over on thenewsjunkie.com. The show is almost over. Yay!
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef. This is so nice.
Had a feeling you want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Damn it, man.
Ready to order.
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything? Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited.
I can't read my own writing.
This is so nice.
Had a feeling you want 3%.
This was a potential show title name. What does it say?
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment.
What does it say?
Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where the beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are Jason. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches.
All right, come back.
Every moment brings a perfect.
See you later, everybody.
Historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches. Every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
Cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday, friends. Thank you for being with us today. We appreciate you. We love you. And if you want more, go get it yourself over at thenewsjunkie.com.
Yeah.
All right, we got a little time left at the end here of the show today. One thing we could do is this. We can tell you / warn you / alert you, I guess, that we have our first live show out on the road live and doing the show in a year. Haven't done one in a year.
Mark your calendars.
Don't do a lot of them, and there's a million reasons for that. But we do at least one a year usually. So we've got a live show coming up for you on July 3rd, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
July 3rd is when this is going down. It's always a wild ride. Can't tell you what's going to happen. I can only tell you you're going to have some fun.
Are we going to get in trouble again?
We probably will get in trouble. We legitimately got in trouble with the suits after the last live broadcast. And they were like,
there's no need to try to get in trouble.
Please, you're the worst at this.
Why am I the worst at it?
All of us get in trouble for these things. It's not just one or two of us.
We get in trouble
I didn't
when
get
you
dumped
get in
on
trouble.
purpose.
Yeah.
No, but you know what you did do?
What?
Which is way worse.
What is way worse?
What you did was way worse.
What is it?
Yeah.
What C-Lane did was we were off air for a portion of time, and because he didn't want to make everybody mad, he just
Everybody.
pretended like we weren't.
Everybody? It was not an everybody. It's never an everybody.
It's just
not an everybody.
you.
Well, why on earth would I be mad about that? The show being off the air?
It's the reaction that C-Lane had to make a move like that. And I thought,
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he could have just said, like, guys, we're off the air. And then,
hey, there was
then
still
you
an
lose your
audience
mind.
there. Maybe they were the everybody I was thinking
Boy,
of.
our audience really did shrink down from a lot of people to just the live audience in front of us, and that's it. Why? Because C-Lane's laptop was on fire in the middle of this event. So to combat that this year, we are
getting a couple
doing
ice packs.
everything exactly the same.
Frozen laptop.
We are doing everything exactly the same.
I do have a battery-powered fan.
Oh, that's good.
And a backup battery for that battery-powered fan.
As long as your battery-powered fan isn't the reason for taking the broadcast down. Because some of your battery-powered devices have taken broadcasts down before.
I think it was because it wasn't battery-powered.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. Because it plugged in. It was a heater at that point in time.
Broadcast. So.
No.
Sorry.
No, yeah. You just offered it up. Somebody else did
I
themselves
don't think we'll be utilizing Sabrina's space heater.
Okay, I didn't realize that little thing could take out an entire soccer stadium. My
See,
bad.
little did you know, all you had to do was, the radio station is off the air right now. Yay! That's all you have to do. You could have
Easy.
Sean, the live stream went down. Yeah, it's easy.
Man, I could have. See, I didn't know at any point we could be back on the air, but if I knew for a fact we wouldn't be, I could have just really made you sweat by just dropping bombs. You know, it's so blank and hot. I'm just blank and done with this blank, this bull blank.
Then Jack Bradshaw, boss man Bradshaw, pulls up and goes, "What are you doing? We're still on the air. I don't know how, but some way we have survived."
Are you going to call
And
me
then
the
he goes,
C word again?
I'll be like, "Sabrina's the C word. Yay!" It's smaller applause. Yeah. Okay, we are going to wrap things up today. Don't you wonder sometimes when we reach the end of the show, what is happening right now with the people we featured? Like, what is the AI guy doing right now
He's
in
getting
his
some
house?
Notifications because
Training Soul 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
He's trying to talk to the AI. He's like, my wife is a real so-and-so. Yeah, jeez. Maybe he's singing love songs to his AI.
Or he's getting tagged in that video I just posted of us talking about him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, go see that. If you missed the clip, go check out this guy.
Rip it apart.
This guy and his awkwardness. Go check it out. Is that on Real Radio's
Yes.
Instagram?
And it'll be on yours if you guys accept the collaboration. But
Okay.
Real Radio 1041. Okay. Say it to Jack's face. Jesus
Hang on.
Christ.
How do I do it? I always forget about this. Is this a good one? Because I trust you. Yay!
Deadline was met. That's all I have to say. I'm here
I don't know
because
if I
I'm not
got
going to
it.
find.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. I'll just accept it.
Yay!
All right, I accepted it. Go check that out over on the station Instagram or at the News Junkie on Instagram, and you could see that segment from earlier, which was a good time. Okay, I think we're done for today. I didn't get to play this Diddy audio, but we'll save that. And let me tell you that chef Ann Burrell, the new info of the Food Network star that died shockingly. She was just 55 years old. Her husband says he found her collapsed on the shower floor. And then they said there was some sort of cardiac event of some type. They attempted life-saving measures, but there was no luck. That's the final update on that for now, at least. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
You're a big boy,
So don't
aren't
get
you?
cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
I I clashed with you on that.
2
Clashed with
attempts were
myself.
made.
Yeah.
0 successes. Yay!
Yay! Today I learned for a Thursday, June 18th, 2025. Today I learned this gentleman right here, again featured on the show.
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson, indeed. Marilyn Manson, a.k.a. Brian Warner, has been sober for 4 years running as of now. He went sober 4 days after he was accused of sexual assault.
Damn.
That'll do it for you, I guess. Yeah, congratulations. There he is. That's a hard one to cheer him for because you're like,
I'm just glad I found the sound effects.
Did you do the bad thing, though? Oh, because that makes it very, very different. And finally, here we go. Thank you for your trauma today. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Today I learned the AI guy's probably singing this to his lovely AI.
I want to know what love is.
That's right. I want to know what love is. He does. I mean, it's right around him in his house with his actual wife, but you know how things go. The band Foreigner came up with their name based on the fact that half of them would be foreigners no matter what country they were in. Half of them were British, half of them were German, half of them, there's a mix of all these people, and they were foreigners.
That's 112%.
That's right. All of them added up. I got the math wrong. Yay! We'll see you next time, friends. We're back. Same place, same time tomorrow. Listening to the show, get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow.